Trading the foreign exchange market carries high risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Trading on margin, utilizing leverage can carry an even higher level of risk that can lead to a complete loss of investment funds. So before deciding to trade the foreign exchange market or using any of our software alert products, you should carefully and diligently consider your personal investment objectives, level of experience, and risk tolerance. There is a possibility that you could potentially sustain significant loss. You should not invest any capital or trade that you cannot afford to lose. It is your responsibility to be aware of and understand all risks associated with foreign exchange trading and to seek professional advice from an independent certified financial advisor if you have any doubts. Auvoria Prime does not exercise trading authority over your trades. You and you alone exercise discretionary trading authority over every trade.
My name is Jackie, so I am here today. We're going to see if we can catch some pips. Yes, I am in a dollar Swiss trade. That is not one that I'm calling out for y'all. That is something different that I was doing. So just so you know. So don't, because the last time I was in a trade, people would be like, oh, we in a trade. No, we ain't in a trade. I'm in that trade already. Okay. So just want to throw that out there to y'all. Housekeeping rules real quick. It's 9:10. So I'm gonna try and get this out, before stock market open so we could see some moving and shaking going on. If you would like for me to take a look at a pair, please put it in the Q&A. Only because if you put it in the chat, I'm not going to be able to see it because everybody's chatting. Okay, we are lively and everything. I ain't going to be able to see it. So if you have a pair you want me to look at, put it in the Q&A. When you do, though, I need you to put it in the Q&A, the pair, the time frame, and what strategy are you looking at, and are we following the trend? Because a lot of times people ask me that they can take a look at a pair and they be like, oh, we looking for a sell, but I trade with the trend. So if you're going against the trend, I kind of want to know why you want to go against the trend, or why you think it's a good idea. Okay, because remember, rules of AIRO is to follow the trend. Okay, and we are using the AIRO trading system, so we should be following the trend at all times, at all possible times anyway. Okay, so those are the housekeeping rules. Like I said, any questions, throw it in the Q&A. I try to get to all Q&A questions as quickly as possible, but if I get absorbed in my trading, it's a little bit of a delay. Okay, all right. Now, so yes, I have some AIRO alerts up here that all occurred at 10 minutes ago at 9 a.m. All right, so we have USD CAD, Euro NZD, Euro AUD, and AUD USD. Actually, we already saw that one, these three. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I have my dashboard up. Okay, I have my dashboard up. I have my dashboard up with all 28 currency pairs, and I trade S&P separately from the dashboard. The reason being is because when I'm on the call with you guys, I'm only trading the M5, or if I see anything on the H1 or H4 for a swing, I'll call it out. Okay, but the dashboard is set to the M15, the H1, and the H4 time frames. Why? Because those are the only three time frames that Nate has given us a take profit and a stop loss for in the AIRO videos. Okay, well, the H4 is kind of a little bit wary, but he at least gives you a take profit, right? 100 pips. So I made it easy on myself so that if there is a valid setup, I just go off of the pairs, the time frames that he already gave a take profit for. Okay, so first one, USD CAD is an H1. Let's click on it. Let's see what we got. It's going up. Okay, right there we got a resistance zone, and I know that ain't 50 pips. So I'm gonna zoom out, and we on a downtrend. That's a no-go. That's a no-go. Plus, I'm gonna tell y'all, plus, I don't have a zone that is bouncing off of. That's another one. Couple of reasons. Zone is in the way right here, resistance zone. This ain't even 50 pips. That's one. Two, we zoomed out. It's a downtrend. It's going against trend. That's two. Three, I don't even have a bounce from a zone. Bounce, AIRO, go. No bounce, no go. Okay? Disqualify USD CAD. Sorry, USD CAD. We'll catch you on another way for another reason. And let's see. Euro NZD H4, that's right here. It's a buy. Where are we going? I don't have a bounce from a zone. That's going to be a no-go for me. However, let's zoom out. We are on a downtrend. That's a counter trend AIRO. All right. I ain't got no zone. Can't bounce it. And then the other thing is, it's an H4. Is it even 100 pips to the zone? It really is, though. Whew, so it is 100 pips. If you're comfortable with trying to take a counter trend H4 bag alert, go ahead, but make sure you got a zone that is bouncing from. And if this down arrow is blocking your bounce, then it's invalid. Okay, so that's Euro NZD for me. I'm just going through my alerts real quick. And then Euro AUD on the M15, which is right here. Bounce, arrow, and then we have a pullback. So let's see what we're doing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I just count the zones to make sure we are even. If he says we are even, we can go either way as long as there is 50 pips, between the two zones. I can tell you right now, this is way more than 50 pips between this zone and this zone. All right, so Euro AUD, you can actually go either way. However, Euro AUD, this is not the session to be trading that pair. Okay, we got Euro and we got the Aussie. Typically, that should be traded during London session, which we kind of still are in. We're towards the end of London session. And then the Aussie, which is better for Asian session. All right, so you could take it because I have a valid bounce. Arrow, go. I got no zone in my way right now. However, look at it. Zoom in. Look at your price action. You have a bearish candle happening right here. All right. And it's even, almost like a railroad track, and it's still dropping down. I would wait for a bullish formation to make me want to get into this trade, taking it going back up again. Okay. So that's my thought. I'm already wary of it because we're already towards the end of London session. So that Euro, I'm not really comfortable with that. And then it's the Aussie. And me personally, only Aussie pair I really like to trade is Aussie yen. So be careful, but it is a bounce arrow go. Okay. So I went through the 3 alerts that popped up. Let me check the Q&A real quick. Crystal, you funny. Gee, you was acting crazy. Girl, I seen your messages in the chat. I was like, man. Let's see. Danielle. Hi. Oh, I appreciate you, Danielle. I love trading with you guys. All right, bet. Now, let me see. Kevin, you said, let's take a look at gold on the M5. All right, I will in a sec. GBP CAD on the H1 for a buy. Hey, Kelly, let's look at GCAD real quick because I can quickly hit that because I don't have gold in my thing. GCAD on the H1 for a buy. Did you get an alert, Kelly? Let me see, because I don't have an alert yet, but let's take a look at it. Now, if you're going to go for the buy, what are we following? We following the trend. We're not following the trend. Okay, see, I got more red zones, 4 to these 3. So we on a downtrend on the H1 on GCAD. So I wouldn't necessarily be looking for a buy. Okay, I want to follow the trend. I want to go down. But you can see it's bouncing off of this support zone. So you might be able to scalp it, but you got to find a really nice, safe way to scalp it. Okay, I wouldn't necessarily be taking buys off of the H1 just yet, unless you get something else that's giving you an incentive to do so, like maybe a bounce arrow go that's kind of giving you some momentum to kind of help you go through that counter trend. But me personally, I don't counter trend trade. I'm not successful counter trending. That's why. That's the only reason. And the only way I'll counter trend and that I have some success is when I'm doing like a fib level breakout, which I might go over here in a little bit. All right. So, Kevin, all right, you said gold on the M5. What you want me to look at on gold, Kevin? What we looking at? Buys, sells? What you doing? Are you in a trade already? What we looking at? So there's gold for me. And y'all know I don't be talking to gold like that, y'all. Y'all know better. Don't be doing this to me. Y'all know. Good Lord. What am I supposed to look at on this gold besides this mess right here? Look at this. Let me see. Hold up. Okay, well, we on an uptrend on gold. Okay, so I would only be looking for buys on the M5. So these beautiful buys that took place were great. Okay, this counter trend arrow though, boy, I don't like it. I'm gonna tell you, I don't like it because here would be your bounce from a resistance zone, right? But look at this candle right here. This candle and then this candle came and touched this support zone and then bounced up. So this is an invalid sell. Okay, you don't have no bounce arrow go for this sell. So I wouldn't take that at all. But look at that long shadow, boy. Yeah, I know. Ooh, whoever thought we was changing trend got their feelings hurt on that. What'd you say? You was out at 1903? Yeah, it did. It did. Okay, okay. You think it's going to go back to 1903, all right? Yes. Okay, so looking for the buy on gold. Yeah, I would think so. If it closes above this arrow in May, yeah, you might be right with that. You might be right with that. So keep an eye on it. I am not as good with gold, so that's why I'm a little more cautious. But let me throw my little template on here. Ah, yes, I like it. Okay, so when I threw my template on here, there go that 200. That 200 EMA. So it's fighting that. Okay, once it comes above that, like it's doing now, it's a little bit in your favor. Okay, but I want y'all to pay attention to this price action that's going on. You see these wicks? So the bulls going up are fighting, and the bears are like going down, are like, no, no, no. We want to still go down. So you're going to have to wait for some nice, clear, bullish candle formations to tell me to go up, including an arrow in May. I mean, an arrow alert going up. Those are going to be your other indications. Because see, a lot of people will take this bullish engulfing candle, right? This bullish engulfing candle because of this one, and they be like, oh, we going up. But look at the next candle. We got a nice little, that looks more like a spinning top than it is a doji. But you see how we got this long wick? So it stopped that bullish formation going up for a little bit. And it could be restarting again here, but that's why you got to be careful. And that's why that candlestick Bible comes into play. Okay? But yeah, I would agree with you on that. So EA, I got y'all. I got y'all. That's right, Kevin, because look, you get your feelings hurt if you jump in there. Couple of things. The template, Julianne. Hello. The template that I use is actually one that I created. It's not one that's standard in MT4 on the VPS because we don't have access to the data folder. So the template that I created is, I'll tell you, this is the arrow template, right? And then I added the 200 exponential moving average. I added my fractals, and I added the zigzag. So for the question about the white line, Miss Yvette, the white line is the zigzag indicator. And then the arrows, the gold arrows, are the fractal indicators. Okay, so to get those, you go to Insert, Indicators. If you go to Trend, you'll see the moving average. And then I put 200, change it to exponential, whatever color you want, and then hit OK. You want the fractals, you go to Insert Indicators, Bill Williams, Fractals, click on that, make your color, hit OK. And then the zigzag, same place, Insert Indicators, Custom, Zigzag, just use the default. That's what I have. Okay, and then I saved it all as a template. To save it as a template, you can click on here where it says templates, click Save Template. It's going to give you an error. It's going to give you this error because you can't save the template in the MT4 data folder where normally they are all, like the blackout, but you can save it to your desktop. So that's what I did. Okay, so hopefully they answered those questions. And let's see here. You are awesome, and you're so very welcome, Miss Yvette. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. A dot. Hopefully I said that name right. EA has a strategy 8 on the M15. Let's go. That is Euro Aussie. I think I looked at that earlier, didn't I? I don't know. I remember. Yeah, it did. You said it was a strat 8 on the M15. So let me understand this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, because it was even. A strat 8 going which way? And the only reason why I asked is because when you want to do a strat 8 using the Fibonacci, you want to be trending. Okay, this to me looks like it's ranging, so I wouldn't be comfortable drawing a fib on this move that's going on right now. However, I would be more comfortable drawing a fib on this move. You see what I'm saying? Because that's an actual move. Or you could draw a fib on this. See how it's a trend? It's a movement. It's an actual impulse like that. Okay? That's what you want to look for. Okay? Not this. Only because it's ranging and it's hard to draw a fib. You could draw it, but I haven't had as much success with them. So that's why I would be very cautious when price starts to range like that. You want to catch it when it's doing moves like this. Okay? All right. So that's the only reason why I'm not drawing it on there right now. And then Jaheim, you said SPX on the M15. I'm gonna tell you 6 minutes till market open. What you want me to look at on S&P, Jaheim, on the M15? I'm gonna tell you when if I'm on the M15. Let me give you a clean one because I have 3 things on there. If I'm on the M15, that's usually it's a long time for things to happen on indices on the M15. So let me just, these are standard templates. So these are already in the MC4 data folder. Okay, that's why we can get these here. But because we can't access the data folder because of the VPS is locked down, that's why you have to save templates to the desktop. That's what I was referring to. So the AIRO, basic AIRO, is a default template that you can just click on. So I clicked on it. And this is S&P on the M15. Now, here's a couple of things I want y'all to look at. Look at this money zone from yesterday. All right, 5 minutes until market open. Look at the money zone breakout. How many of y'all have been doing money zone breakouts? Not only on the indices, but who have been doing it on currency pairs. If you guys have not been doing money zone breakouts or catching them, you are leaving money on the table. Remember, I told you guys, Dante's coming back, yay, to do the New York session, right? So I said, well, he's going to come back and do the New York session. I'm going to go ahead and pull on back, and I'm going to go from midnight to 2 a.m. because I'm going to do what? Catch these money zone breakouts. Strat 4, I want to catch the Asian session breakouts. Strat 3, I love breakouts. And when I saw that it works on the indices, we leaving money on the table, people. Okay? So here's the money zone breakout. I don't like the M15 because a lot of times these candles on the index holds a lot of pips. So usually I go down to the M5 when I'm scalping. Okay? But on the M15, Jaheim, what you want me to look at? You need to let me know. Oh, Yvette, you don't have AIRO in your MC4 data options? Okay. If you don't, Yvette, let me just make sure I had this right, darling. If you don't have, you click on template here and you don't have AIRO here, okay, then what you need to do is submit a ticket to Auvoria Prime Support and let them know so they can hook you up, okay? All right, darling. Go ahead and do that. That way you can get you set up. No problem, no problem. Yeah, Jaheim got to let me know what we're looking for here on the M15. But let me mark up the money zone real quick for y'all, okay? Money zone. This is the money zone, the 12-hour time period, right? This is where all the money, majority of the money, is being moved during those 12 hours, 1 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, okay? Money zone breakout. Mark off the high. Right here, mark off the high. Right? Y'all should be doing this every day after 1 p.m. Eastern. Soon as the money zone closes, y'all should be marking y'all money zones out immediately. All right? I'm going to mark off the high and the low of it. Okay? Now, the M15, the strat 4, I'm going to go through strat 4 because whatever happens at 9:30, I'm not taking a trade on S&P because opening bell, movement on that, you could have great amount of pips, but it can also go way back in your favor. We waiting, we marking up the chart. All right. Strategy 4, money zone breakout. You mark the high and the low of the zone. Typically, you want to go by the trend. So if I'm zooming all the way out, I'm on an uptrend on the M15. But remember, I told you I trade on the M5. So let's look at the M5 because remember, different time frames can have different trends. Okay, this is going to work to your favor if the lower time frames all match. All right, so the M15 I just scrolled out, it's on an uptrend. Let's zoom out. M5 is on an uptrend. It's in our favor. Look at the M1. Zoom out. We on an uptrend. It's in our favor. We good to go. Okay? So when you mark it off, go back to the M5. I'm telling y'all, because this is exactly what I'm going to do on these calls at midnight, between midnight and 2 a.m. Mark it off. All right? The first candle that closes in the new money zone, not out here, in the new money zone from the previous one, first candle that closes above the zone, if you want to uptrend, the next candle, take your trade. Okay? Now, as you can see, none of that happened. None of that happened this morning at between 1 and 2 a.m. So if I was on a call with y'all, we wouldn't have got it during that call. However, look at when it does move. It doesn't always happen to be at the beginning. It's 9:30, so we about to see S&P make its move here. All right. It doesn't matter what time of day. A money zone breakout can happen at any given time. It's just that usually the indices was happening in that first hour pre-London. All right. But here we go. I'm on EM5. First candle that closes above the previous day's money zone, because we're on an uptrend, and it needs to be above the AIRO MA. All right. Zoom in. Let's find that first candle that does it right here. This is a bullish candle that closed above it. The next candle you would take your trade, which is right here. You're going to have some drawdown. All right. You got some drawdown. You get in. You might have got in like right here because of spread, right? Got some drawdown, about 11 pips. You only need 20. There you go. This is a 5-minute candle. How many candles is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. 20 minutes. You got your 20 pips and you dip. That's a money zone breakout on S&P 500. Okay? And that happened at what time? What candle was this? That happened at 7:55 a.m. So it closed at 8 o'clock a.m. Eastern time. And 20 minutes later, you had your 20 pips and dip on an S&P 500. Goodbye. Those are the kind of trades that you want to catch. Money zone breakout. Works on indices. Okay? Now, the thing is, usually I was seeing them happen twice in a day. Okay, so because it happens so later in the day, I doubt that it's going to happen like twice. Usually it happens like before London session, which is why I was catching it at 1 a.m., and then during New York session, which is what just happened. So since it didn't happen earlier, this is probably going to be the only money zone technical breakout that you're going to have. All right, and so now look at that break here, and you're like, hey, you're probably like, hey, Jackie, that's an M. And it just broke the neckline. Aren't you going to get into the sell? No, I will not. It is only 9:32. I'm not getting in no sales, no nothing on S&P during opening session. Nope, nope, nope. I got my feelings hurt way too many times. I'll wait and go back to what usually works, which is 10 to 12. Okay? But I wanted to show y'all money zone breakout because, like I said, y'all leaving money on the table. Stop doing that. Okay? AIRO got 10 strategies. 10. I prefer strat 8 because I love the fib. I trade with the fib. I love money zone breakout because it works on any pair. And then third is the Asian session breakout, which works on the GBP pairs. Those are my top 3. And then, of course, the bag is only number 4, only because I prefer the bag entries off of the H1 and the H4. I typically trade on the higher time frames. That's me. I'm more comfortable down there. So when I'm doing breakouts, that's really what I'm looking for when I'm down here, especially on the indices. Okay? So now that I've had that discussion, let me check the Q&A. Let me check anything in the chat. If y'all got anything in the chat for me, just let me know. Okay. All right, I'm gonna take let's see here. Wait, okay, so you was like, what do we mean if the arrow is blocking the bounce? That means that if you have what was that pair that I was showing? I gotta remember, what pair was I showing where it was blocking? That's not it. That's Euro odd. It was a pair. Nope, that was GCAD. I can't remember what it was, but here's for an example. I guess there was an up arrow in between something. I can't remember now. But what it was is that if you get an arrow, like say there's an arrow going down, right? And there was an arrow going up, but the arrow going up didn't like have a bounce that you could see, and there was like a down arrow like right next to it. So for instance, you have this down arrow and then the very next candle was going up, but there is like no bounce in between. It's like blocking it somehow. I gotta figure it out where I can show it to you. I'm so sorry. I can't remember what the pair was. But I will come back to you if I can find it again. And let me just look at the Q&A real quick. No, Luke, I did not take a position on the call yet. That dollar Swiss is from something else I was doing. I'm just in a live trade right now. But it's a swing, so it's gonna be a while. Jennifer, when he's gonna start the money? Yeah, I'm gonna start the 12 to 2 a.m. session after the AP Dallas event, which is on the 17th. So I believe the following week is when I will do it. And I'll be doing it the timing midnight to 2 a.m. Wednesday and Thursday. So I'll be midnight to 2 a.m. and then right after me will be Nate. So you guys can kind of get set up and everything. If you caught some trades, that's great. But then you guys got some setups that's already ready for you. So when Nate come on, he just go ahead and plows through everything. That's kind of how we're going to work it out. Yes, I'm going to be focused on the money zone breakout and the Asian session breakout and the fib and any bag entries that happen during that time. Yeah, so I'm gonna sell on dollar Swiss. That's what y'all can see, but that wasn't a call on this call. Um, oh, Yvette, the white line and the red line, that's my ask and that's my bid line. So to see those, right click anywhere on the chart, go to properties, go to common, show ask line. If it's checked, you'll see both of them. If it's not, you'll just see the one. And let me just check. I'm gonna get off of that GCAD. That GCAD making me mad just looking at it. That GCAD making me mad just looking at it. So this actually worked out on S&P in favor. So you have this M formation, neckline break right here. The next trade, you could take the trade and drop. Like I said, it happened to work out in favor this time. Doesn't always do so, and I'm a little cautious today. So it would have been risky for me to do it during the opening session, during the first half hour of the opening. So that's the only reason why I didn't take it. But that's a clear information break if you wanted to see what one looks like. Let's see here. Oh, it was gold, Lucretia. Thank you, dear. Let me go ahead on over to gold. Let me see what it was that was blocking me. Oh, I don't know what it was now because that thing dropped. Oh boy, we were looking for the buy on gold, right? That ain't happening. That's not happening at all. Oh, here we go. This is probably what it would be. See how you got this down arrow happening right here? If you would have got an up arrow coming, right? That's what we were looking for. We were looking for the up arrow. You wouldn't have a bounce because this down arrow is blocking your bounce from this zone. That's what it was. Shout out to you, Lucretia. Thank you, family. Thank you. Oh, Jennifer, that'd be awesome. I can't wait to see you guys. I love seeing people in person and we all passionate about trading. I just love sharing with everybody. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Let me see. I'm just looking at the Q&A real quick. Just looking. Let's see here. I'm going to definitely go over the fib because I feel like I need to draw the fib on S&P today because I feel like I might be having to do a swing on S&P today. So I will be drawing a fib for that. And fractals, you know what? Fractals are actually very, very easy. Now, granted, there are people who use some advanced form of fractals that I'm actually studying. So once I master that, I'll be able to bring that to you guys. But fractals really just signify a change in price direction. That's all they do. So for instance, let me get this zigzag off of here for a second so you can see it a little clearly. Here's a fractal. Here's a fractal. Here's a fractal. They all appear, right? Now, there are indicators where you can change how many candlesticks or bars it takes for a fractal to appear. These default fractals from Bill Williams and MT4 are based on 5 candlesticks. All right. I originally thought it was 3, but it's actually 5. However, fractals can be drawn based on a 3-bar formation. But here in MT4, it is based on 5. Here's how you check it. Here's a fractal high or a fractal up is what they want to call it. And it will signify a change in direction to the downside. That's what they normally want to tell you, right? So this fractal is not confirmed though until 2 candles later, this one. All right, because it's based on 5 candlesticks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, the highest high of 5 candles is your fractal high. It will appear once this candle drops below it. It will not be confirmed until this candle closes, though. All right, because what happens is they repaint. They'll go away. They'll go away if price decide to turn and close above it. Then this would not even be there anymore. Okay, but it was confirmed based on this closure. Then you have fractal lows. This is a fractal low. The lowest point between 5 candlesticks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The lowest point, fractal low. Okay, signifies a trend, or fractal down signifies a change in price direction to the upside. That's all they mean. So you see there's a bunch of them. And you'll be like, well, how the heck do I trade those? They've got to have a strategy with it. There's a strategy that I'm working with Nate on right now where we're taking, and a lot of people might have been practicing that, so shout out to you guys in the chat. If you guys have been using the fractal with the engulfing candlestick method, put it in the chat and let people know, because I'm really curious as to see who's been using that. However, one of the strategies that we're going to be working on, and the reason why it hasn't come out yet, is because we want to make sure we can give you a good take profit and stop loss, because I'm a little bit risky when I'm scalping, okay? So don't, sometimes that's why Nate had to calm me down, like let's give them a TP, okay? But what it is that if you see a fractal off of a zone, okay, fractals off of a zone are powerful. Okay, look at this fractal off of a zone, boom, look at how price moved. Okay, look at this fractal off of a zone, boom, look at how price dropped. And this is on gold. Okay, but we got to add a little bit more to it, because just because it's price action doesn't mean it's always going to work in your favor every single time. So one of the things that Nate helped see was that an engulfing candle, whether it be the fractal itself or the next candle after, off of a zone, helps. For instance, here's a fractal low, here's an engulfing candle, and it goes up. It pulls back down again, and then it goes up. Okay, that's one instance that you could see that. But you also want to follow the trend. So if gold is on an uptrend, that works. Okay, now it could probably work the opposite way as well, counter trend, but we're testing that. But that's how you would utilize fractals. Okay, I have another fractal strategy. Shout out to you, Chef, who's been killing it with Bitcoin. All right, it's called a fractal breakout, but it needs to be worked on a little bit more. So, but Chef has been really, really great at it. And it's usually using the 200 EMA and the AIRO MA. And I'll be going over that at a later point in time once I narrow down the best stop loss. Because right now, the risk to reward is not the greatest. Okay. And I want to make sure we got everybody's a little bit more safer, because not everybody trades like me or can handle certain losses and stuff. So that's why it's worked on right now. It ain't come out yet. But good question on the fractals. So let me check in the Q&A. So, okay. All right. Thank you. Yes, the fractals is on any time frame too. Any time frame. That's why I love it. If that, getting that strategy to work is powerful. But I will tell you, I prefer the higher time frames because you may catch more pips. All right, so I'm going through the Q&A real quick. Let me run through these. Jaheem, how to use the Fibonacci and how to properly use it on a counter trend trade during on the bounce arrow go trend. I'm going to show you how I counter trend with Fibonacci. I'll do that. And then Calry, hi Calry. Why would a 200 EMA be a better indicator to use on gold versus a 200 SMA? You know what? It's all personal preference. However, I prefer EMAs because they're more, what's the word? not current. Well, yeah, I guess current. The calculations of it are more in sync with the way price is moving currently versus the SMA, which is a little bit more delayed. Even though typically you're taught that the 200 SMA, if price is above it, then you're on an uptrend. If price is below it, then you're on a downtrend. Same way people talk about the 50 MA, right? However, I like EMAs a little bit better because they're just a little bit more closer to the way price is moving. So I use those more for accuracy purposes. So I say, and this is just me and my personal opinion on how I'm trading, anything above the 200 EMA, you're on an uptrend. Anything below the 200 EMA, you're on a downtrend. That's all. And that's, I use that for everything, not just on gold or whatever. I just use that on everything. Definitely. Jaheim, you was all about this fib. I got you, bruh. I got you. I got you. Let's see here. Does EA have a money zone breakout? You know what? That's a good question. Hey, Dot, you are on that EA, bruh. You are on that EA. I got an M15 on EuroCAD all up in the zone. Can't take that one. Yeah, USD CAD and GBP NZD in gold for the sell. Okay, so gold, that's that going for the sell right into the zone. Can't take that one. USD CAD, I think we looked at that earlier. Let me just double check. Yeah, we did because it was an H1. Here it is on the M15, all up in the zone. Can't take that. And then GBP NZD. Okay, so I'm just letting y'all know it's all up in the zone. Can't take it. It's not, I would say, not that you can't take it, but it's not as safe to take it because you're all up in the zone and it can go against you. GBP NZD, all up in the zone. See, this is why New York session on these currency pairs, boy. That's why I strayed away from them and I went right to these indices. They move a little bit better during New York session. Indices and gold. Okay, so also checked out. Remember I told y'all about this M5 formation, M formation on S&P. See how it dropped just a little bit and then turned around and went back up. Just a real quick scalp. If you want to catch it, real quick scalp is what you want to be in and out. I think, I don't know if this is 20 pips though. Is it 20 pips? Oops. For some reason, my mouse is tripping. Let me see. Is that 20 pips? Close. It's about 15 or so. Oh, no, that's 20 pips. That's 20 pips. And by the way, on indices, 20 pips is a $2 move. $2 move. That's what you're looking for. And then somebody asked about EA and was it a money zone breakout? Looks like it. Looks like it. So now I gotta pay more attention to the money zone breakouts. And here I left money on the table. Wait a minute, let's take a look though. Here's EA, money zone breakout, zoom out, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's even. So you really don't know what the trend is. All right, you really don't know. So I'm saying you can go either way, but zoom in. First candle that closed above was right here, and then it dropped. So if you were going up, you would have to wait a while. And then here's this. So you got in here, 21 pips. So you got a 40 pip take stop loss. It didn't hit it. It went 5, 7. So EA was a money zone breakout, but not a good one. So honestly, when it's even like that and you don't really know which way the trend is, I wouldn't even trade it. Not for the breakouts, just so you know. But that's just me. I like to catch 20 pips as much as possible. I'm getting to the fibs. I know Jaheim is waiting for that fib, boy. I'm getting you. Nas 100 should be dropping on the M1. Okay, King. I am not going down to the M1 today, only because M1 is funny. I'm kind of sticking to the higher front time frames today, just to be more on the safer side. Let's see. Stephanie, good question. You and the H1, bet. I'm gonna be on the H1 in a second, King. You had a question on how about when you have a fractal on one candle, both directions? You know what? I don't even like those, Stephanie, honestly. And I just wait for a new fractal to be formed. I don't like them. I don't like them. Kevin, gold might be testing to go above the MA, then the down arrow. Excellent. Keep a good eye out on that, Kev. All right. And then let's see, Jocelyn, when I'm trading a higher time frame, I'm pretty much going zone to zone after the bounce. You know what, Jocelyn? Yes, I am. But I'm using my fib to make me feel better about it. And I'm going to go through it because I know Jaheim is waiting for that. And I'm going to show y'all. Let me see. Tasha, can you tell me how to get that zoom out effect to determine the overall trend. When I try zooming out, nothing happens. You know, Tasha, yeah, sometimes it gets stuck. But what you want to do is, you see right here, I got this zoom out magnifying glass. As long as it's not grayed out, you'll be able to zoom out. So for instance, let me get to that S&P that's a little cleaner. Oh, now it's dropping. Okay. Zoom out. Just keep clicking, and as long as it's grayed out, that means you zoomed out all the way. Okay. So I'm still on an uptrend on S&P on the M5. Let me look at the M1 because that down thing is bothering me. M1, don't know what it wants to do. Don't like it, don't like it, don't like it. When it's even like that and it's dropping like that, I don't know which way S&P wants to go. I'm not comfortable scalping that. That's just me. That's not how I like to trade. I'm going to go on to H1 and then I'm going to do that and see what we could do there. And Mark, what's the best resource to learn to trade Fizz? You know what, Mark? I'm going to just tell you right up, straight off the bat. Al Mittman from the Hawkeye Group was the one that actually introduced me to Fibonacci prior to me working with Nate on the Strat 8 video. M5 sell. See, I am on a downtrend. See, it only popped up 4 times because I have 4 trades, 4 charts up. I'm on a downtrend on S&P, but we are in. You know what? I'm gonna take this counter trend sell. I want to take this counter trend sell. It is not 10 o'clock yet. I'm going to take it. We dropping. I'm going to take this sell right now. I'm in. Yes. I'm in. I'm going to take that sell for, this is the reason why. Because I got a counter trend bounce, arrow go. And it's before 10 o'clock. So I should be able to catch 20 pips. It's before 10 o'clock. I should be able to catch 20 pips. And this is why. I feel cool. I feel a little bit better about this sell, even though it's counter trend, because I'm doing strategy 6 of AIRO. Okay. So we're going to see if this work out. But I'm doing strategy 6 of AIRO. On the currency pairs, it teaches you on the M15 between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. you could do a counter trend trade safely as long as you don't have a zone in your way. Okay. Yeah, baby. Look at that go. Oh, don't you wick on me, S&P. Come on now. Ooh, look at that long wick. The bulls are trying to get back in favor. Look at you, S&P. That's all right. I'm not even worried about it. But anyway, strategy number 6 of AIRO, counter trend. Between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, you want to, if you get a counter trend alert, you can go ahead and take the trade as long as you don't have a zone in your way. Okay? So if you don't have a zone in your way, you could take the trade safely for 20 pips. All right? You still do your 40 pip stop loss. Yo, where's my 20 pips? There, yo, that's a take profit. You better come on, give me my money. The ass line needs to drop to it. That's why I didn't go. You better give me my, there we go. Hey, caught them pips. Look, I only need 20 pips and dip. That's what I'm talking about, y'all. All right. So now y'all know. Remember, the strategies of AIRO work on the currency pairs because that's what Nate teaches you. But if you guys listen to Nate, he trades the indices as well. So I always thought, why not apply the strategies of AIRO to the indices? Whichever one works, keep working on it. So again, we just took a strategy number 6 video, so go and watch it, because if you don't got it, you're leaving money on the table. Strategy 6 is the only counter trend trading strategy of AIRO that's been listed so far. Okay, and what it is between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can take a counter trend trade safely for 20 pips, as long as you don't have a zone in your way. As long as it's 20 pips from the zone, you got it. 40 pips stop loss. And that strategy was created by Mr. Bobby Will of Pipology. Okay, so shout out to Bobby for that. And Nate, of course, for AIRO. So, yay! Now, and also, I'm so happy for those of y'all, if that was your first live trade, 20 pips, y'all. I'm so excited. See, sometimes Tuesdays be not so great, but sometimes it be live. And yes, I did a point oh 0.01 on S&P. I'm on a small account live, by the way, y'all. But I did a point oh 0.01 on S&P. You can trade S&P on a point oh 0.01. I'm not going to do this on NASDAQ, and I'm not going to do this account on US 30 because a point oh 0.01 on S&P, I can handle the drawdown on a small account. Point oh 0.01 on NASDAQ or US 30, my little account could be blown if it go into drawdown. Okay. This is one of my accounts that I try to trade when I'm on a call with you guys. So that's why I'm in there. But and that was a bounce from a zone, AIRO go. So hopefully Strat 6 is ingrained into y'all now. Okay. Hey, so good. So I want all of y'all in the chat. Y'all let me know who took that trade. Kevin caught 45th. Okay, y'all. Oh, so Bobby Boucher. There you go. I'm so happy. I'm so happy, y'all. Okay, so what size account? Jadal, I can't really give you like financial advice on what size account it needs to be, but I can tell you I seen Nate trade S&P like a while ago. I think it was on his IG. It was like he had like a $50 account and was trading S&P. I have started on a $100 account trading S&P, but it's because when I'm very, very cautious. So y'all saw how long it took me to take that trade. I play no games in these markets. I don't play with my money. So I am very, very patient and cautious on my trades. I usually only take like 2 to 3 trades in a week anyway. So when I'm on a trade with y'all, that's my one trade, and I might take another one for the week, and I'm done. I'm so, so happy for y'all. I'm so, so happy. Hey, look. No pips. What? Why? You didn't take the trade? Okay, we're going to see if we can find another one. What's up, Deborah? Let's see here on a US 30 counter trend. Okay, Raj was like, I'm not playing with S&P. Let me go for let me do US 30. Nah, US 30 does not. S&P moves way. Oh, Saeed, did I say that name right? Okay. You didn't take it. That's okay. You don't have to take it. Even, even if you're in demo, you could take the trade in demo just so you could do it because demo is just as good as a feeling. I'll tell you that. If I do a setup and it works out well on demo, I'm like, hey, I'm celebrating just like it was live. um, you took a lot size of 0.1, but 20 pips only gave me 0.16 euro. I thought it would be more. Yanni, it depends on what your broker is doing. It depends on your broker, darling. So I would definitely double check your broker. Look at your contract size and everything with your broker and see. All right. All right. Look at G German 30 MI. So it looks like same setup we just did with S&P. You know what? It probably is, but Deborah, that German 30 is Nate's baby. that's Nate's baby. I will not touch German 30 and take a trade on that. The one trade I took a German 30 on was that one call I was on Nate. What was it, a couple of weeks ago? That was the only live trade I took on German 30 and the last. And that's only because I haven't had a chance to study it. So I'm not comfortable taking trades on anything that I haven't studied yet to understand how it works. Even though it may look the same, it may have some nuances to it that I'm not familiar with. That's the only reason why I don't take them. But yeah, I could now see. This is why I wouldn't take it. I don't have a bounce. I don't have a bounce from a zone. So yes, it does look exactly the same, but because I don't have a bounce, I wouldn't have been able to take it. But now that y'all brought that up, let me see if Naz had it. Let me see if Naz had it. Nope, they did not. Okay, Naz did not give me an arrow, even though it's dropping. Okay. And then where's my US 30, which is my friend on other occasions, but not today, which leads me to, oh, US 30 did it. US 30 did both of them. Okay. So I see what you're talking about, Raj. You was like, oh, forget S&P. I'm going for US 30 and take like 200 pips. I got you. I see what you mean. So here's a bounce. So it's still an M break. Okay, still an M break. Bounce, arrow, go. Now the only thing as to why I wasn't on any US 30, you see this wick right here? That wick right there. Okay, this next candle would have been your candle to get in, right? Boy, this wick right here, that's 226 pips. So if you want a $100 account, you want a point oh one probably, count blown. Maybe. It depends on your broker. So that's why I wasn't on US 30. I'm like, I would have been shaking in my shell when that 200 pip drawdown. Yeah, I'm on the call with y'all. Okay, on the call with y'all. If I was by myself, I probably wouldn't worry about it. But I'm trying to keep all y'all safe and trade, So, but yeah, did the same thing. So now y'all know the counter strategy 6 trading strategy of AIRO applied to the indices. If y'all is comfortable with US 30 and NASDAQ and popping those things on there and doing it, there's another tool to y'all arsenal. You're welcome. All right. So look at that. Danielle said I took it on 2 accounts. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. USD CAD is playing, y'all. That's the second USD CAD alert I got today, I think, right? Isn't it? It sure is all up in that zone. See, I don't know if this is like bank inductions happening or what, but that's funny. Looney Cabby cracked me up. My life for Arrow. Letitia. Hopefully I said that name right. I do not want to disrespect you. All right, Charmaine. Can't find SPX 500. Where is it? It depends on your broker. So in your market watch, which is right here, okay, you're going to click on market watch. And I have all these pairs here because that's all in the dashboard. But if you don't have it listed anywhere here, what you can do is right click in your market watch, go to symbols. All right, in your symbols, it depends on your broker. All right, so this broker, I'm on MVFX, and I can trade indices. I can trade stocks here, both US and EU. And if it has indexes, that's where your indices will be. It depends on another, but some people have brokers where they have CFDs and they're called cash. It could be in there, but what you want to look for, it could be SPX 500. It could be listed as SP 500, US 500. It could be have the S with the ands ampersand P 500, or any of those all signify, as long as it's called S&P 500 index, standard and poor 500 index. For those of you guys who want NASDAQ, could be listed as NAS 100, US Tech 100, US 100, or just spelled out as NASDAQ. And then, of course, US 30 could be listed as US 30, Dow Jones, DJ 30, Wall Street 30. That is another name for it, depending on your broker. Those are what they are all called, okay? And then, of course, the German 30 could be listed as just the DAX or the D30. So it's not DJ, it could be just D30 or German 30, so on and so forth. Ooh, look at that push on USD CAD. So hopefully that answered your question, my dear. I like that. See, this is why I need to learn what part of the cycle USD CAD was in, because that push down makes me think those were bank inductions, but I'm not familiar with USD CAD, and I don't have the time necessarily determine what part of the market maker cycle it is in. But that's interesting for those of y'all who like that pair. So that's USD CAD. So let me go to the Q&A. Okay, Jaheem, let me get to the fib for you. Do we wait till the candle closes when it's resisting on the fib and then make the trade? Also, do we wait till the candle closes above the fib and wait and see if it will reach the other level? So let's go to the fib real quick while I wait for another setup on S&P, and I'm going to do the fib on S&P. And then Mark, you're asking what's the best resource to learn to trade the fibs? I was explaining earlier before I got sidetracked with that S&P trade. Al Mittman from the Hawkeye session, he actually taught it to me when we were just trading together, just kind of offhand back in October. And he taught me based on the fib expansion, because we were trying to scout S&P. And this is like right before AIRO launched. So I was a part of the AIRO beta test group. But then, of course, once the test group was done, we didn't have access to AIRO for a while. Nate was the one that got me, all on S&P, because I never traded S&P probably prior to him. And so with that, this is why he created the monster that I am now with S&P. So shout out to you, Nate, for that. But we were just scalping S&P, and so let me get rid of this because that was an M break that's already been done. And so what? And let me get rid of this because I don't want to accidentally take a trade that I'm not ready for. And so we were just he taught me based off of the fib expansion, and at the time we were just trying to figure out how to scalp S&P. But later on, what happened was is that um, I it usually when people teach me something, it takes a while for it to ingrain in my brain, for my brain to twist it up, make it work for me, and then I spit it out, and then I start going ham on it. Okay, so it took like a month from what Al taught me, and what I did was, and I'm gonna just tell y'all, Google University is your friend. YouTube University is your friend. I went and Googled and scoured the net for multiple information about Fibonacci. That's how I learned. Because Al just taught me this little parts of it. But you know what? I didn't want to suck up his time and just bombard him with questions. So I just went and Google University. Now, that's not to say y'all can't ask me questions, because that's what I'm here for. Okay, so feel free. I don't mind. You know what I mean? Spend all the time. I'll talk about Fibonacci for days. Okay. But that's how I found out about it. And so I will tell you now, though, that Nate's Strategy 8 video, Fibonacci, which I helped him with, I'm just going to say it. You know, Nate be giving me my props. So somebody's like, Jackie, you need to go ahead and shout it to the roof that you worked on that with him. So I'm shouting it to the roof, y'all. So yes, Fibonacci is my strategy. And watch that video. Part 1 is the video where Nate explains Fibonacci, very, very broken down, very easily, and then goes right into how to use it. That would be your best resource and the easiest resource because you already have it. That's what I would say, Mark. But then again, I also have Fibonacci videos on my YouTube, and I'm going to go over Fibonacci right now because I need to set up this S&P trade because it's pulling back, and I need to see what it's trying to do. Okay? So these green lines was my horizontal lines. Very first thing to do on Fibonacci, remember I trade on the higher time frames. I'm going to go to the daily on S&P. When you go to the daily chart, you guys, I'm setting up S&P for you guys because I feel like there's going to be another trade executed, and I want to make sure we get into it really well. Okay? When I use Fibonacci, it's not really that hard. Okay? Really just going to let y'all know that. I go to the daily chart. I need to see Fibonacci is best used when you're trading the trend. I'm a trend trader, and you can also catch the counter trends. These pullbacks, up, pullback, up, pullback, up, pullback, up, pullback. Okay? All of those are retracements, pullbacks. All right? You could trade those successfully if you have a good strategy. This is S&P. See how it's sitting all up in this resistance zone right now? It's all above the AIRO MA. It took off and it went up, like it bounced off of this support zone and went up, right? So it's on an uptrend. It's been on an uptrend for months, years, okay? Years uptrend. All right. But it's got to come down every now and then. And that's when you want to trade it. So that's what the daily. We're on an uptrend. That's the overall trend. So let's go down to the H4. This is what the H4 looks like, the 4-hour time frame. This is why S&P is stuck up at that zone that you saw on the daily. Look at what it's doing. It had a bounce from a support and went up. And now it's what? Kind of ranging. Okay, it's kind of ranging. So it doesn't know exactly where it wants to go yet. And people can trade these on the lower time frames, but when you're on the upper time frames, you can kind of see things. Shout out to the squad who, when we caught this M break, look at that beautiful M, right? You would look at this and you're like, oh, look at that, down, up, here's an M. So strat 7 of AIRO, M's, W's, wedges. Strat 7. Look at this M. Here's the break. It went down. Okay? And that's a counter because it's on an uptrend. All right? But if you know what you're looking for, you can catch it, right? That's a safe way to trade counter trend, right? Catch them M's and W's, you know, counter trend safely. All right? But we have this move on H4 here that AIRO, S&P has done. And now we're trying to figure out, is S&P going to continue to just shoot up, or is it going to turn around and retrace and come back down because it's still ranging? Here's the H1. This is what I love. This is what I trade. I trade the H1 majority of the time. And I like the H1 because I can kind of go down to the lower time frames and scout based on how I drew my fib for the H1. First thing you want to do, Zoom out. See what your trend is. We are on an uptrend on the H1. H1, H4, D1, all uptrends. That's all in your favor. M30, uptrend. M15, uptrend. M5 and M1, that's your price action. They'll do what they want to do. But as long as majority of your time frames are all on the same trend, it's in your favor to look for buys. Okay? Now, zooming in, let's draw the fib. Remember, this is ranging. I'm going to tell y'all right now what's getting ready to happen is it's going to range. It's going to break out to the top, probably drop down. That's my thought process on S&P. Why? Because I've seen it do it before. And you know who is actually notorious for doing this? US 30. Very notorious for ranging like that, shoot up, and then massive drop. Go back in the chart on US 30, you'll be able to see it. Okay? But you can't really draw a fib in this time frame here because it's ranging. So really your last move is this right here. Here to here. That's your last move. All right, so you want to draw that. Fib retracement is the tool that you want to use right here. Click on that. Lowest point, catch the wick. All right, I'm going to this lowest point off the zone. I'll tell you why in a second. Lowest point, drag it up, and then drop it at the top point right here. This is a move. We had an AIRO alert, bag entry alert going up. So yes, squad, H1, and I'm talking about squad. I'm talking about everybody that's on this call right now. Okay, we all squad here. AIRO squad. All right. Bag entry alert off the H1 on an index. Yes, you can do it. And yes, you can catch pips. Bounce, AIRO, go. You want to know how many pips you got? You only need 50. And there is no TP on indices off of these bounce, AIRO, goes, by the way. But if you're going to catch 50 off of a currency pair on a bounce, AIRO, go off the H1, I'm pretty sure you can catch 50 off of a S&P on a bounce, AIRO, go off the H1. Let's see. Sure did. 60, 70, 80 to the wick is almost 100 pips. You only need 50 all in one candle. Goodbye. Pip and dip. You don't need to hang around anymore. Okay? Now, with that bounce, AIRO, go, this is the move. And then it stopped. It ranged. It ranged. Okay? So because it stopped and it ranged, this is how you can see this. Stopped here. Look at this pullback. 23.6. Those of you guys who've been watching the AIRO videos, you'll know that Nate doesn't even have this fib level on there. Because it's not necessary. I also agree with him in the sense that I don't recognize that as a valid pullback. It's not a valid retracement. It's not a valid turn or reversal. It's a fib level for sure, and there are people who trade off of it, but what it says to me is that price isn't done doing what it needs to do. So it'll come back, play on that fib level, and then go back again, which is what it did. It pulled back, played on the fib level, then went up. Played every single person who thought we were going to keep going up. What did it do? Rinsed them. Played on that fib level, went back up again. What did it do? Played every single person who thought we were going back up, rinsed them. Rinsed them. Okay? The same thing happened on US 30 today. This is why it's called a rinse. Look at this extremely long shadow. They rinsed everyone who thought they were going up, and then the bulls took over and pushed it back up again to do what? Do the same thing. And then what did they do? Rinsed everyone again. You guys see what I'm saying? Are you following what I'm talking about? What I'm showing you? This is what the market makers do. And you can clearly see it when you draw your fib. This is why 23.6 to me isn't a valid fib retracement. So now what you need to do is wait until it at least comes to 38.2. That is a valid pullback to me, that fib level. And what's going to happen when it gets that far? This support zone disappears. And what's the next support zone? Way down here. Okay? Way down here, there's nothing stopping S&P from melting out the sky. You see what I'm saying? If it decides to do so. So When you're asking about the fib, make sure you're drawing for a trend, but make sure you're drawing a move and don't fall for the mess. That's why I only take 1 to 2 trades in a week, because I'm not trying to fall into this mess right here. Okay? And you won't fall into it if you draw your fib. All right? You'll know that you need to sit back and wait. You can still trade these days, but you're not doing an H1 trade. You're down on the M5 like what we were just doing. Okay? So far, so good? Are we good on the fib so far? Am I overwhelming anybody? Oh, Yvette, it's one of the hardest ones to. I got you. Is what I'm saying so far helpful, or am I overcomplicating it? Because I don't want to make it too hard for you guys. Yes. Okay. Okay, good. I just want to make sure, because I really, really want everybody, honestly, if you can get the fib, you can use it on any chart. Any chart. You can use it on stocks, you guys. Stock options. You can use fib numbers are off, not where yours are. The fib levels are varied based upon personal preference. You know what I'm saying? They're varied on personal preference. You guys can, this is being recorded, so you guys can catch these fib levels afterwards as well. If my guy Kristen C. Royal is in the chat, he'll probably be able to drop the fib levels for you guys. But those are default is sufficient. Okay, but what I want you guys to know is, like I said, if you learn the fib and you practice this, don't let it block your mind. Like originally I had a mind block on the fib because I heard the word Fibonacci and I was like, that's a really big word. It's a really big word. And I'm like, yo, and it's a dude in mathematics. And mind you, Nate is a mathematician. He has his degree in mathematics. And I immediately put a block psychologically. I was like, I can't learn this. I can't learn it. But as I studied it, and now when I'm showing you guys, it is a beautiful, beautiful tool for you guys. And the fact that you can use it not only for with AIRO, but to use it in Forex, to use it on crypto. Shout out to everybody who's using Bitcoin and you're using the fib on the M1 on a 1 minute time frame, throwing the fib on there, catching it. That's beautiful. And then using it for you can use it in binary options. Honestly, you got a broker that lets you put the fib on there, do it. You know, you could use it in stocks. You can use it on any market that utilizes a charting with candlesticks for sure. You got it. Master it, and you are unstoppable. Unstoppable. So, Dwayne is asking, why did I start from not that wick and not the wick in the other zone? Oh, this is why. Because this here, if you're asking for this and not this here, if you're asking about this one, the reason why I didn't pick this one is because I want to go to the lowest point that price was below the AIRO MA, the lowest point, before it closed below the AIRO MA again. So the lowest point that price closed below the AIRO MA, and then it closed below it again. I have it right here off of this zone. It could come back here to this one because as you can see, price didn't close above it and then come below again. It kind of wicked out. So I could go here, okay? But I wanted to go here because I feel like that's too far back. But you can. I'm not married to this fib. The fib can be moved. It's flexible. All right? But if I move it back, right? If I move it back, then you see what price is doing? You still see it's messing with this 23.6. So you're still okay. I just like to try and go to the nearest support zone that it closed below, because really this is the move that I'm measuring. Okay? I'm measuring this move. I'm not measuring from here to here. I'm measuring here to here. And the reason being is because there's a pullback right here, interrupting. Okay? That's why I didn't go down here. This is a pullback interrupting. So this is the move I wanted to measure. And like I said, but you're not married to it. You can change it if you want to. As long as you know that you are not going to fall for this, I'm happy. All right? So that's the fib off the H1. Okay, so now what am I going to do with S&P? Well, since S&P wants to rinse people today or this week, All right. I'm only going to be scalping. So I'm going to be down on this M5 for the rest of the week until S&P decides to do what it wants to do. But this is what I'm going to mark off. This is how you mark off fib levels. Okay. You're going to draw your fib and you want to mark them off. 38.2, great fib level. You're going to have a support zone break. But this is what I want y'all to pay attention to. Okay. We're on Tuesday. S&P can break and drop down. This is what you want to look at. Look at this fib level right here. You see that? 78.8. Look at where it is. It's exactly on this support zone. I love it when my fib levels match up to the zones in AIRO. Okay? That means I did something right, y'all. All right? That's 78.8. That is a special fib level that I got, guess what? From Google University. 71.10 I got from somebody else when we were talking about the fib because they were just as passionate about it as I was. Okay. But I got that level from them. And this 78.8 and 88.6, I got those fib levels from Google University. Why? These are considered discount fib levels, y'all. Now, because this is being recorded, I bet you I'm not going to get another S&P trade for the rest of the day because they're going to be like, Jackie, you're spilling too much information. These people are going to rinse the markets. I don't care. Want us to. Take over the market, people. Okay? 78.8 is a discount fib level. When price gets down there, they are trying to rinse everyone so that way they can do what? Buy to restart a trend at a low level. Buy low, sell high. That's all they're doing. Okay? Follow the money, everybody. Follow the money. I'm marking off that fib level right there because it's right at a zone. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. I'm not touching S&P until I see that thing making its way down there. Now, you're going to be like, well, Jackie, there's a lot of pips between where it's at right now and down there. Yes, it is. This is how, shout out to you, Jaheem, that you're going to trade S&P counter trending by trading the pullback. Here you go. I'm going to tell you. Once price closes off of this H1 below 23.6, it will normally go to the next fib level, which is 38.2. Fib level breakout. Normally. Doesn't happen 100% of the time. Okay? So it has happened where it will close below and then turn around and go back up again. It does that. All right? So be aware. Okay? But typically, price will close below this 23.6 and then make its way down. Now, if it does that, just know you have the support zone there. So it's going to be tough for it to get to 38.2. It's going to stall. So what you're going to want to do is wait. Miss this fib level breakout. That's okay. When it closes below 38.2, not only do you have a valid pullback, you have a valid strat 8 of Fibonacci setup coming into play. Then you also have a valid fib level breakout because once it closes below 38.2, it's typically going to make its way to 50. And then keep coming down. So if it closes below each fib level, you can kind of just scalp it down each way. Okay? That's a safer way of trading the counter trend, trading the pullback, trading the retracement, fib level breakout. That's what I do. Like I said, it's not 100% because you're not going to win every single trade. But if I'm doing it off of the H1, I do have to account for bigger drawdown in case it does decide to pull back and stop loss. So for instance, my stop loss would be the fib level that it left or the zone or a potential zone. For instance, if it closes below 23.6 within the next hour, okay, the 0 is my fib stop loss. The TP is the 38.2. Not the greatest risk to reward. Okay? Just throwing that out there. But that's one of the things that I do. Okay? So, if you guys want to practice that, go ahead and practice it. But I'm anticipating it to do so. If it wants to start pulling back and melting, that's what I anticipate for it to do. And this is where I anticipate for it to go. And now that we are recording this, watch they not do it as I say. All right. I know I done talked a lot, so let me see what's in the Q&A, and then we're going to go down to the M5 to see if I can catch some pips, more pips. Okay, so Latoya, I think I answered your question, darling. If I didn't, let me know. Pia, why did I not put it to the highest drawing point? I think, Pia, I answered your question too. But if I didn't, the highest point is because this is actually the move. Okay, those are actually the move. This is ranging, and I believe is false. I will not move this high until it is done ranging. Until it is done ranging. That's why. I don't believe this yet. I feel like they are trying to play people, and it looks like they are. Ooh, look at that yellow, red color, y'all. Look at the change color. I like it. Like it, like it, like it. Let's see here. Yvette. Okay. Oh, okay, darling. Well, Yvette, if you've got any questions, darling, you go ahead and make sure you ask. How do I select the 100 level? The 100, and Saida, hopefully I pronounced that right. If it's not in default, okay, so I'm going to right click on the fib. Let me right click on the chart. The fib is an object, so it's in your objects list, and you're just going to find it. And I believe it's probably the last one I have here. There it is, Fibbo, and hit edit. If you don't have 100 in your Fibbo levels, which is right here, all right, so you're going to just, where's my 100? It's actually 1 right here. So you would type 1 in your level, and right here you would do 100. And if you see, I cannot remember who it was in the chat that gave me this information, but shout out to you for giving me the hyphen, space, percentage signs, dollar sign, because that puts the actual price amount on the fib level for you. And I didn't even know that until family gave it to me. So I appreciate y'all, fam. See, I learned something from y'all. Y'all learned something from me. This is a reciprocal relationship. Love it. All right. So, yes. So now you can see I got not only the fib level here, percentages pretty much, but I also have the price at which those percentages are listed. Yes, yes, yes. So if I wanted to put an alert on this 4190, I can. Very exciting. I love it, love it, love it. Okay. So thank you, Danielle. Oh, you're so very welcome. You're so very welcome. Hey, Peter. Nice to see you, darling. Does the field work on currency pairs? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I'm going to see if I can find a currency pair to do that. US 30 bag, M15 sell. Okay, Jennifer. You know what? If you got a bag entry on US 30 off of the M15, US 30 must have melted out of the sky, but I would be wary because I would be wary. Let me put US 30 on here because I don't have it on. Be wary of a pullback on it, just in case, okay? Just in case. So yeah, okay. So you have this M15. There you go. It is dropping down. I like it. Bounce, arrow, go. If you got the capital to take it, you could. However, check your trend. Okay, zoom out. I'm on an uptrend. That's a counter trend trade. That's a counter trend alert. We're past 10 a.m. So it's very risky to take that arrow alert going down. Even though it may look good, you can take it because it's a valid bounce arrow go, but it's not a counter six trade trend. It's counter six trending trade. And well, it's not really a valid bounce arrow go because strategy one says to follow the trend. But you got momentum is what I'm saying. So you could take it. I would be cautious though, particularly on US 30. That's all I'm saying. But if you want to look at the H1 on US 30, you see it's coming to that zone. So it could be dropping down. This is that wick, y'all. Good gracious of me, man. I tell you, that was just wrong. That was just wrong. The only reason why I say that is because I was in a cell on another account, and like I only did like 100 pips. Like I only moved $100, which is 1,000 pips, and I dipped because but that's what I was just pipping and dipping. I wasn't trying to hold it, but boy, I'm so glad I did because it went further, and I was actually thinking about getting back in that thing, and then look at what it did. If I would have jumped in it, I would have been hurting. I would have been hurting. So US 30, boy, it's a killer. It's an account killer. But I ain't scared of it. I ain't scared of it. Just I gotta have the right size account to be able to deal with it. So just caution. Caution, okay? But no, on the H1, you're on an uptrend. So always be aware of what the higher time frames are doing. You don't necessarily have to trade the higher time frames to when you're on the lower ones because you're scalping. But just know what the overall trend is. So that way, kind of do like a quick top-down analysis. Quickly take a look and see what the higher time frames are doing so you know what you're in for when you're down on the lower ones. Okay, so you know that you're actually just trading the counter down on the low ones. And by the way, when I talk about the field level breakouts on the H1, just know that when you're on the M5, and let's say it turns into a downtrend, say it gets more pink than green, but the higher time frames are green, then you know that you're actually trading the pullback. But you're trading the pullback successfully and safely because you're following the time frame that you're in on the lower ones. Okay, I'm gonna say that one more time. If the H1, the H4, and the daily are all on uptrends, Euro JPY and Aussie CAD for N15. Let's take a look and see if these currency pairs can give us something, y'all. Hold on. Aussie CAD, what you doing? Nope. Right up in that zone and pulling back. That's okay. That's okay. You know, sometimes, that's a strong drop too. Okay, Aussie CAD, Euro JPY, all up in that zone. That might break that zone though. It might break it. Just to be, and the only reason why I say that is I feel like it's on a pullback, a strong pullback. So it might break it, but I wouldn't trade it going up, like unless that zone is gone. Like don't trade all up in the zone unless you got a strategy besides AIRO to do that. Otherwise, look for a better setup. Always look for clean setups. Shout out to my guy Cash. Always look for the clean setup. Okay? Don't get greedy and impatient or else you're going to blow your account. See, I've been talking all this time because I'm looking for clean setups. Okay? What was I forgot what I was saying. But I went off on a tangent and can't remember where I was at. Oh well. You picked up 22 pips? Okay, Jennifer, there you go, darling. Go for it. Danielle, is the bag strat on US 30 too close to the zone? I think it was when I saw that. So Danielle, in S&P, we're looking for buys or sell on our own when this session is over. When what you're gonna look for is you're gonna look for continuous sells, honestly, safely on the lower time frames to trade the fib level breakout because it's going to start to turn into a downtrend, especially if it breaks the support zone. All right, so you're going to be looking for sells, but on the lower time frame, scalp it down. All right, but when you're on the higher time frame, you're going to look for your buy entry. So for instance, it might not happen today, all right, but it might happen later on this week. This thing can just drop, melting out the sky. You're gonna hear people say, "Oh my gosh, S&P is falling. Everybody's losing money," and it don't matter. It's supposed to. It's breaking out. It's okay. All right. So if you want to just relax and chill, which is what I'm going to do, I'm not even going to trade this down going all the way down. I'm just going to sit back, relax, and wait till it hits down here, wait for my buy, and then take it all the way back up. And if it goes back up, I probably won't have a zone in my way. And if it goes back up, coming back to what? Zero. Because it got to go back to zero to do what? Continue its trend up. See what I'm saying, y'all? I don't mind sitting and waiting for that. Don't mind at all. So that's what you could do. You can trade it, catch your sales on the lower time frames, or you can catch it buy when it's ready to go back up again. Oh, cool. Awesome, Jaheim. All right, all right. And oh, Jennifer, you were saying the time frames. Okay, so on the higher time frames, okay, let's say the H1 and H4. Let's look at this one. I'm looking at S&P real quick. Remember, we zoom out. Let me fix it. We zoom out. We're on an uptrend, right? More green and red. Let's say I go down to the M1. All right, excellent example. I'm down on the M1. M1 is on a downtrend. All right, 3 to 2. Okay, Even though my higher time frames are saying we on an uptrend, my M1 is different from that because this is exactly what price action is doing right now. So because it's on a downtrend, you know that you're doing what? You're trading the pullback from the higher time frame safely. So when you're down on the M1 and you want to catch these bounce arrow goes off the M1, which you're better than me on, because I don't do those. But if you can and you're good at it, you're safely trading the pullback because you're following the trend of the time frame. Okay. I personally don't like the M1 too much. I only do it every now and then. I prefer the M5, but the same thing. If the M5 is different, see the M1 and the M5 are different from each other right now. The M1 is exactly what price is doing immediately in your face. Okay. The M5 is a little bit of a delayed response because they're 5-minute candles. It'll take a little longer for the trend on the M5 to turn bearish, but it only got this one little support zone in the way. And look at where that zone is sitting, y'all. Golly, I love it when my fib is drawn right. See, this is a fib I drew from the H1, but look at how beautiful it lines up on a lower time frame. See, got another M5 sell. Okay, you got that second M5 sell alert. Let me see here. Now, see, I'm wondering, is that considered a second arrow or is that a new one? But I'm going to go ahead and take this sell. Am I going to take that sell? Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me not jump into stuff just because I see something pretty. Let me not do that. Because it's like right on this 23.6. And I already got 2 rejections. Third rejection. And that zone is pretty close. I don't know about that, y'all. I don't know. Let me look at that M1. M1 sitting right on that zone and rejected. See? Nope, 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 nope. Not gonna do it. See, I hold myself back. And the only reason why is because I'm trying to save myself some money, y'all. Now, see, if I would have hopped into that trade, we would be in some drawdown. And I don't want to be in no drawdown. I'm trying to mitigate that as much as possible. But again, I'm not thinking of this as a new bounce arrow go. Thinking of this as a continuation, but I'm not really sure. So I'm just going to hold off. I ain't sure. I ain't taking it. Oh, don't worry about it, Ryan. This is being recorded. So when they upload it later today, you'll be able to definitely get it. But I know for sure I got the default ones. And if you want updated ones, you can always catch the Strat 8 video because Nate goes over his custom fizz settings. So hopefully, Jennifer, I answered your question on the higher time frame to the lower time frame being different trends. And Looney Cat, you said the same thing, going over the higher time frame displays different color. Yes, hopefully I answered your questions. And Kevin, you said let's take a look at gold. What you want me to look at on gold, Kev? Let me know, guy. Let me know. First of all, gold is not my friend right now. I don't like nothing that I'm seeing right here. No way, shape, or form. Don't like it. I don't like it. Sorry. Y'all, And the thing is, I'm not really as great with gold, only because me and gold used to be friends, y'all. Me and gold used to be friends, but gold started acting like it didn't know me no more. So, and what I mean by that is I started losing. So when I start losing on an asset, I leave that asset alone and mean it's not for me. So, but what you want me to look at on here, Kev? Oh, nothing right now. Yeah, nothing. I ain't got it. Nothing. Not yet, anyway. And by the way, this AIRO MA done crossed this 200. So unless this AIRO MA starts to close above it, I'm looking at a drop on gold to continue. But here's what gold looks like on the H1. And ooh, that AIRO MA, it crossed up, but it didn't go too far. And looks like it's about to curve down again. And here's that drop on the daily. It didn't go too far. And then it swerved back up again. Didn't go too far. Ooh, I wonder what this is, y'all. I wonder. We getting ready to get an M. We getting ready to get an M. Interesting. Interesting. I'm not, like I said, I'm not all that great familiar with gold though, but man, if you can get it. I'll say that. Definitely. Now you know what? Let me go back to the S&P because don't tell me that thing dropped. Yeah, see. This is why I'm glad I ain't jump into that thing. Let that just sit there. Okay. And then, it's past 10, it's like 10:40 now, so S&P probably, I ain't really trusting what it want to do right now, honestly. It probably will not make another move until afternoon, a really nice move. So, now's just the time to get your setups right. Get your setup right and catch your pips what you can. But this is S&P on the H1, so I'm just going to look. And now also, look at this price action, y'all. Look at this price action right here. This big wick. Now, candlestick Bible, y'all. This is that long shadow I told y'all about. Then when they rinsed everybody, and then look what they did. This right here is getting ready to be a fractal high. It will not be confirmed until 11 o'clock when this candle closes. It will be a fractal high with a bearish engulfing candle. But it's not coming off a zone. It ain't touched this zone. Okay? I will explain these negative fib levels to y'all. Actually, Strat 8 video explains those negative fib levels to y'all. All right? But look at the wick. Exhaustion. Look at the wick. Exhaustion. Look at the wick. Exhaustion. As long as this thing continues to exhaust itself, that means the bulls are losing power. Okay? And it wants to drop. That's why you don't necessarily have to always jump into a trade right off the bat. Look and see what price is telling you. Okay? I've been watching I've been watching a lot of different things on price action lately just to kind of better, educate myself, make myself stronger as a trader. I'm always a student. Always, always, always. I've been trading over 4 years, but I'm still always a student. Anything that I learn just helps me trade better. All right? So pay attention to these wicks. Exhaustion. All right? Bulls are trying to get in power, but they're losing. And the bears are trying to get in more power. So I wouldn't do anything on this H1 until you have confirmation that it is completely bearish, which means this support zone needs to be gone. And I would like it actually to be gone because I want a new low to be formed, honestly. Notice that this is the low of the day so far, right? I want a new low formed, S&P. So actually, I really want it to drop. And again, so glad we didn't get into that trade, right, y'all? So glad we didn't get in there. Wait. All right? You wait for it. My 200 is missing. Oh, that's because I have a different I didn't put my look, Daniela's like, nope, gold ain't for you either. Yup. Fib does work on crypto. Yes, it does. Throw that thing on Bitcoin. You'll see. You will definitely see it. I actually will throw it on crypto here for y'all in just a sec. But I just want y'all to pay attention to why I ain't getting that trade. Okay? And also, I think I even said I'm wary about these second AIRO alerts. They're good and all, but I'm just wary about them. Whoo, look at that. See, I would have been crying if I would have been in that trade because I don't like to lose. So you just wait. All right. So caught 3,000 on Bitcoin yesterday using the fib. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go. Let's go. I need to get on my fib. I need to get back on Bitcoin, y'all. I ain't been on Bitcoin like a couple of weeks. So I need to do that. Y'all inspiring me. Y'all inspiring me. Let's go, Latoya. Let's go. All right. So S&P, I'm going to leave that on H1. See, look at it turning bullish. Fake out. That's what I say. I call it a fake out. I said it. We'll see what happens. That's what it looks like on the H4. So we're going to leave this. I'm going to leave it on the H1 though, because I'm really just waiting for right here. So I'm going to move on. Let's go to, somebody said Bitcoin. Let me go take a little looky-loo. Shout out to my guy Lex. Take a little looky-loo at Bitcoin. Because you know what? I'm feeling sprightly today. Let's go take a look at Bitcoin. And shout out to y'all who've been trading it because there's Bitcoin. Because it was going down, down, down. Let me see. Bitcoin. Throw it on there. Oh, somebody was asking about S&P why my 200 ain't on there. Because I didn't use my template. And I didn't want to overwhelm, but I'm going to put the 200 on there anyway. Make it white. There's my 200. Ooh, my 200 is sitting right on that 50 fib level. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Love it when my fibs match up. Look at Bitcoin. Golly. Look at that drop. Mm, mm, mm. And still going. Good Lord. Wow. Okay. So, let me look at this. I guess we're on a downtrend. I mean, wow. So, anybody that's been, ooh, this is a beautiful formation that Bitcoin did. Do y'all see it? Do you see it? If you don't see it, let me break it down for y'all. Look at the M, y'all. Look at the M anchored in a resistance zone, y'all. Mm. Look at the break of the neckline. The break of, this is how I break. This is my break of the neckline. I don't go to the body. I catch the wick. That's me. Don't other people may teach differently. That's me. Look at the break here. And when the break happened, you got the down arrow alert with you. Come on. With the drop to the zone. Good gracious of me. How many of y'all caught that? Who took that trade? If y'all didn't take it, we all should be ashamed of ourselves. We're not going to miss the next one, are we? The M formation anchored in the resistance zone with the M formation neckline break and the arrow alert bounce arrow go following the trend. All signs point to sell. Good Lord. That is beautiful. I know, Malachi, I'm with you. I'm with you. I missed that. Solid bank induction. Yes. Beautiful, you guys. But you know what though? But when you see it, when y'all see it like this, you know what to look for the next time. Because it's going to happen again. History repeats itself. But guess what? When it wants to go up, what you going to do? Look for the W anchored in the support zone with the neckline break with the arrow going up. All signs point to buy. You know what to look for next time. And mind you, y'all better wait for that break. Wait for the neckline break. Don't be jumping in early. This gave you 2 to 3 confluences that this was a sell. 2 to 3. And I believe Nate tells you that built into his arrow indicator, into his arrow alerts, is about 2 to 3 confluences. So basically, you got 5 to 6 confluences that this was a sell. Come on, y'all. And now you know what to look for when you get the W anchored into the support zone going up. And mind you, I'm going to say this again, why this was also beautiful. When you zoom out, you are in a down trend. You look for W's in a down, M's in a downtrend. You look for the anchor of the M in a downtrend. You look for the anchor of a W in an uptrend. Okay? And you must wait for the break. Now, sometimes some people like to do the retest. Some people will wait for a retest and then get in. But as you can see, Bitcoin didn't retest. That thing dropped. I don't trade by retest because I'm a little aggressive. So I would have just jumped in that thing. Okay? This kind of looks like kind of looks like an M, but not really. You know what I mean? Like this kind of looks like M. I'm trying to think of what this is called, honestly. This ain't no M though. This don't look like an M to me. I don't like this right here. This middle. I don't like that W in between. So I'm not sure what the heck to call this. But I can't remember what that is. It's not a maybe a triple bottom. One, two, three, maybe. Maybe a triple bottom. Maybe. Maybe I just don't like it and maybe it's kind of angled. That's why I don't like it, but here. This is what I'm looking at, y'all. One, two, three, neckline break, drop, triple bottom. That's kind of what I'm seeing there. Y'all could tell me different. But let me see. Yeah, triple top. Yes, thank you, triple top. Thank you. I was saying the wrong way. Yes, triple top. There you go. Well, yeah. Triple top because it went down. So I gotta find the triples. One, maybe there's Wix count. Maybe. I'm in driving mode. How I get back to the screen safely? Oh, I'm not sure, Danielle. I'm not sure. I know, right? We need to have the AIRO bot. Boy, I tell you, I'm with you on that. Caught the same move on Ethereum. Okay, let's go. Danielle, I'm not sure how you get back safely, darling. I'm very rarely on Zoom on my computer. But yeah, triple top. Thank you all for that. I was using the wrong one. But yeah, that's it. That's that Bitcoin. So let me go. But now that's the H1. And Bitcoin still continuing to drop. And it got this thing right here. Okay, it's sitting on a support zone. That's a real thick support zone. Just saying. So it might be one to pull back. So what you want to do, okay, so what you want to do, if you want H1 on Bitcoin, I'm on a higher time frame because I'm not really as familiar with Bitcoin, but this is what I'm going to do. I see it's wicking out right now. So it made a bottom, it made a low of the day so far. So I'm gonna draw my fib level retracement. Here's the move. Right here. This is the move. So high to the low. That's how you draw for a downtrend. I was showing y'all earlier low to a high for an uptrend. This is the downtrend. Okay. If it stays this way and keeps that at that low and starts to pull back, going back up towards this AIRO MA, then you can go ahead and follow how far back Bitcoin pulls back. And then you can see if it's going to come back down, turn around, catch it for the sell, back down again. That's one way. I wouldn't necessarily do fib level breakouts on Bitcoin only because Bitcoin is such a newer instrument. I'm not really quite for certain on how much it sticks to the logistics of the fib, but that's one thing that I would do if it does that. Okay, so that's one way to get yourself set up for Bitcoin. But let's come down to the lower time frame. Let's see what we're doing down here. So again, it made its low of the day, and it looks like it's dropping again. Okay, it could continue on. Look at the M5. I'm on the M5. We are on a downtrend. Beautiful. So Bitcoin is melting. Here's the M1. There's the M1. We are on a little itty bitty support on the M1. It's like barely hanging on. It's barely hanging on. That support is about to be dismissed, but it's barely hanging on. So it's dropping. So it's kind of hard for me to draw a fib on the M1 right now because everything's so close together. I would need for it to make a nice run again. Like it needs to make another run up before I draw my fib again on it. But that's Bitcoin. Let me check the Q&A. Ronnie, your first session? Well, welcome, Ronnie. I'm glad it's your first session. I'm doing great. Well, thank you. I try. Oh, look at that Bitcoin drop. Boy, I tell you. Mm, mm, mm. If y'all trade Bitcoin, good for y'all. I don't trade it as much. I'm not comfortable jumping in on a scalp yet, but I will do it off of that H1 though when it come back my way because I feel like I'm gonna take that. But let me get back to you, Ronnie. Social media and which candlestick Bible do you suggest? I believe the candlestick Bible was posted into the AIRO bag chat. So shout out to the fam. If family got the link, can y'all drop that in the chat for Ronnie dear, so that we everybody can have it again. And then on social media, I'm gonna be front. I'm gonna be up front. I'm going to be up front with you, Ronnie. I am crap at social media, so I am on Facebook, but I rarely go to it. So I'm sorry for y'all who message me on there. And I am on IG. I'm hardly on there. Best way to catch me is on Telegram and my YouTube. I usually do videos because I like explaining things and, talking things out in my brain on what trades I took or whatever. So you can catch me on YouTube. My YouTube is JackPen2002. So you can always catch me on YouTube. And then my Telegram is also JackPen2002. That's me. You can always DM me, or you can catch me in the Arrow Bag Chat or whatever. So that's how you can catch me. Um, and please, I am JackPen 2002. I will not ask you to buy anything. I will not ask y'all for loans. So watch out for scammers out there, people, because somebody told me I got copied and like people were acting like they were me. I thought that was crazy. And so Pia, you asked, I think I just answered your question on how to draw Bitcoin fib. And Latoya, you said H1 GBP USD. Good. Thank you for that. Let me head on over there because I needed to get the GU. I needed to get the GU. H1. Ooh wee. Look at this. Let me tell y'all something right now. I don't trust this bullish engulfing candle. And y'all gonna be like, well, how you know it's bullish engulfing? Because it's red? Because it's going up. That's why. And it's engulfing this thing. And if you zoom in, it's engulfing, it's bullish. I seen that. I don't trust this not one bit. Not one bit. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Nope. I'm gonna wait to see what you do. But it look like it's about to make a new high today. See, look at it on the M15. All up in the zone. So what's gonna happen? You're gonna get an arrow alert all up in the zone. Not a good trade. Not a good trade unless you're doing something else. You trying to trade price action or whatever. Go for it. Did we just have news come out, y'all? Is that why GU took off like this? Because frankly, I'm feeling some kind of way about this. I'm feeling some kind of way. So let me know. Um, yeah, Daniela. Oh, not Jackie Pin, Jack Pin. JACPIN 2002. That's me. Saeed, you said how to add the 200 MA is over here. Insert, indicators, trend, moving average, 200 period. I got zero shift. I use EMA, exponential at the close. Some people use SMA, which would be simple. That's how you add it. And then let's see here. I'm going to the Q&A. I know, right? Yeah. Jaheem, yeah. So whoever in the chat, y'all got the candlestick Bible, drop it. If you guys don't have it in the chat, it is, yeah, GBP. Scratch that, Akeem, yeah. All news folders today were yellow, so I wonder if somebody sent a tweet, Jennifer. Have y'all ever experienced that? Because I've experienced that when somebody sends a tweet and then an ass that goes crazy. Case in point, what happened when Elon Musk told y'all he was buying Bitcoin? What happened to Bitcoin? Went to the moon. What happened when Elon Musk told y'all he sold his Bitcoin? He didn't tell y'all until after it was done. Everybody helped him run the price up, and then he sold it for a profit. So just so y'all know, them tweet, yep, when Trump was doing tweets too, messed up the market. So maybe somebody did some message. I think last week when it was a message about the infrastructure in the US, that messed with the indices. So it wasn't really like actual scheduled news, but it was news that came out. Appreciate you, King brother. I appreciate you. Let's see here. Any particular reason why 2002 is in my name? Yes, it's actually the year I met my husband. That's why. Um, let's see. Nicholas Bartholomew. I love that. Do they call you Bart? I'm just curious. I like that name, Bartholomew. So I was just curious. Can someone send the link to the bag chat telegram in the chat? The link I have expired. Nicholas, you got to DM Nate for that. because Nate was trying to prevent scammers from being all up in the chat. So you go send him a DM. Oh, thanks, Akeem. Yep, that's why it is in there. Here, I'm gonna type it for y'all. JACPIN 2002. That's me. Yeah, that's me. I will never ask y'all for money, for loans or anything like that, and I will never try to sell y'all stuff. So anybody else that want to call themselves Jackie Panetta and act like they me and asking y'all that scammer, scammer, I wouldn't do that. Why? I'm trading. You're quite welcome. You're quite welcome. I'm glad. I feel bad we only were able to take one trade, but honestly, it's like I'm right. I can't. I won't ask, but I'll take a donation. Straight facts. I'm with y'all. What's the bag chat? Um. Oh, Erica, the bag chat is when you subscribe to AIRO. When you get your AIRO subscription, it's a chat that a lot of us are in where people talk about trades or any particular opportunities when we're not on the calls, or when you're doing the call, a lot of people chat in there as well. You know, Nate has everybody blowing up the chat and whatnot, and other people will post additional documents like the Candlestick Bible. Or shout out to Corey Collier, by the way. Watch that video on Elliott Wave. He inspired me. Okay, so I'm actually studying Elliott Wave now because of Corey. Shout out to him for that. Yeah, so that's what. So definitely DM Nate so you can get the link to join the chat. Okay. So let's see here. The GU on the H4. Let me see. Man, no, no, no. No, GU, not like that. I'm trying to get this out of the way for a second. Hold up. Only reason why I'm looking at the H4, check it out. I'm on an uptrend, okay? I'm on an uptrend. This right here, all this mess, GU is ranging, y'all. It's ranging. Like, look at this mess for days, apparently. So I'm not cool with GU right now. I need GU to make a decision. I need GU to make a decision. So that's what it looked like on the H4 right now. I can't do no fib on that yet. Can't do no fib, which is why it looked horrible on the M1, on the H1. Now this I could draw a fib on, right? So if you zoom out, I'm on an uptrend on GU, right? So this I could draw a fib on because that's a move. Here go a pullback. This I could draw a fib on because that's a move. Here go a pullback. This is a minor move, and then your pullback. It's already 100% retracement on that. All right, and you got all these wick outs. So, excuse me. What you can do is this. Before I go to that GU, let me check this GN and EC. GN and EC. And these are H1 alerts. I'm trying to see if we can get into some bags and just kind of sit and relax. H1, EC, CAD. Now let's look. I believe ECAD is on a downtrend. Let me double check. Yes, it is. So this up arrow is not what we're looking for. However, what could potentially happen is price is already pulling back, right? It could strengthen this resistance zone, like a new zone can be formed, giving this a strengthened resistance zone, giving this an actual bounce. And if you get a down arrow alert, bounce, arrow, go, following the trend, take the trade as long as it is 50 pips. So let's say you get your down arrow alert right here. Is it 50 pips to the support zone? No, don't take the trade. Tells me this thing needs to make a breakout somewhere. ECAD needs to decide on where it wants to go. It don't know yet. It needs to make a big move in order for you to catch some pips off of it. Let's look at GN. See, we're getting into the H1 trades now because it's 11 o'clock. GN, what's GN doing? Okay, I believe GN is on an uptrend. Let me zoom out. Yes, it is. 4-1. Good to go. Bounce way back here, but I got it. Arrow. Go. Let's see. Do I have 50 pips to the zone? I got more than 50 pips to the zone, y'all. I am taking this trade. Bounce, arrow, go on GN. Now, I'm going to tell y'all Remember, bounce arrow goes 80% winning accuracy. 8 out of 10. This may go, this may not. Okay? But I'm going to take the trade, bounce, arrow, go, following the trend. I'm on the H1. Take profit is 50 pips. Stop loss is 100 pips. Choose whatever risk you want to do. Take the trade whatever way you want to go. I'm taking the trade. Bye. I'm going to go for my 50 pips. Right here. I'm going to drag it. This is the easy way to do it. Drag. 50 pips is right here for me. Right there. Oh, wait. I need to pay the broker. There you go. 50 pips. Right there. That's it. All right. 100 pips stop loss. Way down here. Way down here. I think I'm like, whoa. Right there. 100 pips stop loss. Right there. Did I get it right? Did I get 100 pips exactly? Let me see. 100. Yep, pretty much. 100 pips stop loss. Okay. Now, couple of things on GN, you guys. I did a 0.01. I actually should have did a 0.02 because this is why. GN, all right, this is when you need to understand currency pairs and their lot sizes and how much they're worth. Normally, when you do a 0.01, all right, 10 pips is going to equal $1 if that pair is worth $10 per standard lot. Okay? If it's not worth that, and the pairs that are normally worth that are GU, EU, AU, NZD, NU, all right? Those are worth $10 per pip on a standard lot. All right? On a 0.1, it's worth $1. On a 0.01, it's worth 10 cents if you go 10 pips, right? No, per pip, right? So now, when you do that, okay, GN, for instance, is worth less than $10 per pip on a standard lot. So when you do your lot sizes and you're like, hey, I took GN and I went 50 pips, but I put a 0.01 in, it didn't give me $5. It's not going to, because it's not worth a full 10 cents per pip. It's worth less than that. Okay? It's actually worth $7.92 per standard lot. Okay? Which means it's worth 7 cents per pip on a 0.01. All right? You're going to be like, Jackie, how the heck do you know that? I will tell you how I know, and I'm going to show you. Okay? So this is what you guys need to know, and I'm going to show it to you really quickly so you guys are aware. Let me get the screen up, and then I will share it with you. It is called the pip calculator. My FX book. This is what I use. It's just a really quick and easy thing. All right, my FX book, pip calculator. You got your values here. I'm in USD. You can put in whatever currency pair, whatever value you're in. And I just usually put 1. I just put a 1 just to get it to calculate. All right, I just need it to calculate. Click calculate. Here you go. Standard lot, mini lot, micro lot. 1, 0.1, 0.01. Okay, look for GN. Where's GN? Right here. Ah, it's $7.20. I was off. Darn it. Don't come for me, y'all. GN, $7.20 on a standard, 0.72 on a 0.1, 0.07. I still was right, 7 cents on a 0.01. That's why. Okay? So know your pair that you're trading and adjust your lot size to compensate for it. Here's GJ. It's $9.13. Here's your G Swiss. These are awesome. Swiss pairs are worth more than $10 per standard lot. I love those pairs. Okay, you make more money off of them. You can use a lower lot size and still be equivalent. And here's your EU, $10. Make sure you understand your pip calculator. Go through these pairs, you guys. Okay? So if you guys are trying to go for a pips in a week to make certain dollar amounts, ensure that your pips per week are correlating to the pairs that you're trading. Okay? So that was a little bit of a tidbit for you guys in case y'all didn't know about that. Figured I'd just go off the tangent for a little bit. And let's see. Money zone breakout on GN. Really, I love it that you are catching these money zone breakouts. Let me see. Is that why we're going in our favor? Let me take a look. Let me take a look. Let me take a look. Yes. Shout out to UA dot. That's why it's in our favor, you guys. Love it, love it, love it. Here you go. Mark it up. GN. That's actually one of the pairs I'm going to be going over when I do the midnight to 2 a.m. calls, you guys. Marking up the GBP pairs because those are money makers. All right. I'm going to do the Asian session breakout and the money zone breakout. So A dot. Hopefully I said your name right. A dot. Please apologize for saying your name wrong. If I am, I do not mean any disrespect. But beautiful money zone breakout off the M15. This is money zone breakout of strategy 4. So I expect everybody to go look at that strat 4. Okay, video. Money zone breakout currency pairs off of the M15. Zoom all the way out. We are on an uptrend. Okay, we are on an uptrend. Here we go. You got the money zone breakout on it. You zoom in. You marked off the top. First candle closure in the new money zone that closes above the zone breakout line. And I'm throwing a caveat in there of the AIRO MA. Next candle, take your trade, 20 pips. Now, we can't take this trade off of the money zone breakout because it's already all up in the zone, right? It's already up. This will be your candle closure. Okay, if you don't know for sure, zoom all the way in. Green is your candle closure above. Green on green, that's why it's full green. Okay, but it was closed above it. All right, and it's in the new money zone. You can take your 20 pips. Now, if you would have gotten this trade based off of strat 4, you can't take it because the zone is right there. And you don't know if it was actually going to break the zone. But, we are in this trade based off of what? Off of this H1, baby. So we know it's breaking the zone. We know we getting 20 pips, and we know we going where? For our 50, because we ain't got nothing in our way. Okay? That's what we doing. Love it, love it, love it. Shout out to y'all. How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling today? Look at Looney Cash. Should have said it's where we debate between paper and plastic. Or reusable cloth bags. I love it. Where I'm in Delaware, you know, they outlawed. You can't even use plastic bags no more in Delaware. You have to use reusable bags or paper. So any store you go to, if you're coming to Delaware, you're going shopping, better use a reusable bag or paper because they don't sell plastic bags no more. Let's see. I want to say Ethro. Yitro. If I said that name wrong, I apologize, but I just want to make sure I give you let you know I'm paying attention. Look at you, John Hain. You feeling like an expert. That's what I'm talking about, y'all. That's what I'm talking about. And look, if you guys are not cool with holding it for the 50 pips on this H1 and you just want to dip out when you get your 20, I ain't mad at you. Go right ahead. I ain't mad at you. Take your money and run. Because, and the only reason why I'm going to say that is because we're getting toward the end of the day. London session is ending. So I could be experiencing a pullback about to happen. And then it might run out of gas and some steam. You know, so it might not make that 50 pips today. Remember, H1 trades can take a day, 2, or 3 before it hits its 50 pips. Just saying. Throwing that out there for y'all. So if y'all don't want to wait and y'all just want to get in off the strength of this money zone breakout and take y'all 20 pips and dip, I ain't mad at you. Okay. Let's see here. So you said, can we add other indicators to MT4 on the VPN? Unfortunately not, because the data folder is closed off to us. Okay. And so what that means is if you go to file and open data folder, you know how 20 pips, y'all, 20 pips, TP hit. Congratulations for those of y'all who wants to hop out, pip and dip. You walked away with some money. Go for it. Um, oh, the on the MC4, this right here, the open data folder is closed off to us. If you had MT4 on your desktop, you'll be able to get in there. But that's why we can't add additional indicators because that's closed off. Unfortunately, believe you on me, there will be some ones I would throw in there real quick. uh, real quick, you guys. Let's see here, Jaheem. What are the time zones for all the time zones and what are volatility difference? Jaheim, if you're asking about the different sessions and what to trade in the sessions, okay. In the AIRO bag chat, there is a image of that I believe Nate just posted again recently within the last week. So if anybody actually has that, if y'all could please put that in the chat or direct somebody to let them know or repost it in the bag chat so that people could see it a little easier. Thank you. I would appreciate it. If not, I'll try and find it later on and post it for you guys. All right, all right. Let's see here. I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying. You know. Look, see? Look, last Tuesday, y'all could tell I was mad. Y'all know I was mad, right? Because y'all know I don't like to lose. I was mad. I did not like to lose. Boy, when S&P did me dirty, I said, no thank you. When we look what we got. GCAD, Euro Odd, and UJ. Okay, so the GCAD and the Euro Odd, I'm kind of wary because they're both saying buy. I'm kind of wary. GCAD might be going up. Ooh. Look at that. Bounce arrow go. I believe GCAD is on an uptrend. 1, 2. I think this is a real thick zone. Ooh, I think I got multiple zones here. We on an uptrend. However, now let me just say this to y'all. Hold up. Let's not get cocky here, y'all. Okay. Bounce arrow go, right? We are still in the money zone. But look at the time. It's 11:15, y'all. I'm not gonna take that trade, but it's still a bounce arrow go. And look, you got 20 pips to the zone. Okay? You got 20 pips to the zone. So you could take that trade. You zoomed out. If you got more green than red, that's a go. You got your bounce arrow go. Okay, you got price sitting. It was sitting like the whole time I was just talking that minute. It's been sitting right there. You see that? That thing don't know what it want to do. It don't know what it want to do. So I would caution you if you take the bounce arrow go right now. All right, but if you want to calculate your pips to the zone, use your crosshair, click on it, click, drag it up. That's 26 pips to the zone. You got 20 pips. You could take your trade and go. I'm already in 2 trades right now, and this is actually a swing for me, and I'm in a swing on GN, so I'm not going to jump into another trade. I try not to over leverage myself, okay, especially I'm on a lower account. I don't like to be in no more than 2 trades at one time, and then I also don't like to take no more than 2 to 3 trades in a week. So honestly, once these two trades is done, I'm done for the week. Okay, and mind you, I'm in a live account here. It's a small account with this lot size, but I'm in other live accounts in these same trades at the same time on bigger lot sizes. That's how I'm able to live off of this trading. Just so y'all know. Okay, so because y'all gonna be like, well, she only did a point on one. Yes, I did for this account. Okay, but yeah, see, I'm caution time. The time of the day is what's cautioning me on not getting in. But again, bounce arrow go. You can get in there, take your 20 pips, set your 40 pips stop loss. It might not even hit the 40 pips, and it might still keep going. All signs point yes, but just be cautious. However, on the H1, might be getting that up arrow alert. Might be getting that up arrow alert. I'll take it off of the H1 though. Okay, so let's see what happens at noon. But look at this wick. Look at the price action. Look at what the candlesticks are telling you. Okay, look at that. You got this long wick right now. So that means price came all the way down within these 18 minutes. Bears. And then the bulls was like, oh, no. We're going back up. Let's push this sucker right back on up. Okay, so that GCAD M15 can very well get you into this trade sooner. Okay, that could very well happen. I am just cautious of it and would prefer to take the trade off of the H1 when it happens. And when it comes off the H1, I'm going for 50 pips again. Okay, so, and by the way, I'm going for 50 pips on the call with y'all, right? But just so y'all know, if you drew your fib, okay, if you drew your fib, the squad knows we usually take it to the zone. We usually take it to the zone, okay? But let's see here. Let me see. This is why what I mean by, ooh, look at that M, y'all. Look at the M. Maybe not really. That's not the best looking M, but sure enough was an M break. M anchored in a resistance zone. Drop. Whew, that was beautiful. Mm, mm, mm. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, but here's your fib. AIRO MA is right here, right? Okay, right here. Lowest point, AIRO closed below the AIRO, the price closed below the AIRO MA is right here. Okay, so fib retracement, wick, catch the wick, the high, catch the high right here. They're about even, or double top. That because you can call that too. All right, double top, M double top, same thing. Okay, even. Look at where it dropped to. Price free fall, and I want y'all to watch this. Check this out. Close below the 23.6. Where did it go? To the 38.2. Where did it go when it closed below the 38.2? It actually closed right here, and it's supposed to go to the 50. It took a while, and then it hit it right here. Wicked out. Then it came back up. You gotta wait. Wait for a bullish formation to tell you that it was going back up. I don't see one. And it kept dropping. When it closed below the 50, what did it do? It needed to go to what? 61.8. It took a while, but it got there. Talking about that. Look at that. I just walked y'all through fib level breakouts. It don't happen all at once. This was actually a nasty one because it broke it up over 2 days, but it did it. It did it. Fib level breakout off of what? GN, a currency pair. Come on, y'all. Fib work on everything. Okay? Now, when price came back to the 61.8 and it decided to go. Now, if I'm going to zoom in a little bit, y'all. Look at this. It came back to the 61.8. Rejection, rejection. Look at this. Know your candlestick formation. It's a hammer. Bearish hammer. What does price do off of a bearish hammer? Into the zone. It's going to come back out and go up again. Rejection, rejection, bearish hammer with a engulfing candle. As my man Nate would say, he'd probably be in on this candle right here. Going up. Going up. So he would have been in the candle almost what? Good 20 pips sooner? 20 pips sooner. So for those of you guys who want to go off the fib, you're not necessarily looking to take a trade specifically off of the fib level. You're taking the trade to see how far back the fib level it touches, and then look for your candlestick pattern or your candlestick formation or whatever confluences you need to be able to tell you that it's going back up. For me, if you can't get it off of the candlestick formation, it don't matter, because guess what? We're in this trade off of a bag arrow alert. We didn't even have to sit here and look at the chart. We just took the trade off of an bounce arrow go. What's simpler than that? But here you go. This is what I'm going to tell y'all. When you draw your fib, that would have been a way for you to get in sooner. When you draw your fib, this is a what? This is a strat 8 execution, by the way. Price has to go above the AIRO MA. It has to close below the AIRO MA and then close above the AIRO MA again. That's a strategy 8. Okay? Execution setup has taken place. And I did this off of the H1. All right. With that being said, you can look for, if you waited, You could look for now your bullish formation. And you see, I ain't got one. I ain't got one until I got my bounce arrow go. And then I take off if you wanted to wait. Now, with that being said, your stop loss. Can we tighten up the stop loss a little bit? I'm at 100 pips right now based off of solely bounce arrow go. Price came back to the 61.8. The next fib level would be 78.6 according to what Nate has on his videos, or the 79, which would be right about back here. Okay, but we had 100 pip stop loss right here. So the actual bag entry has a better stop loss than where, for us, based on where we got in. If you would have got in based off of down here, it would have been okay to have this fib level as your stop loss. Now let's look at our TP. Our TP is here, 50 pips, based off of our bounce arrow go. Based off of the fib level, look at where zero at. Remember what I said. Price needs to continue its uptrend, and in order to do so, it needs to get to zero and go beyond. Now we got this zone right here in our way. So when you guys hear me say family, we ain't got no zones in our way except for this one. Where's TP at? To the zone. That's what I mean by that. Okay? Now, TP1 is your 50 pips. 50 pip and dip if you want. TP2 can be the zone. TP3 can be zero fib level. If you see a very strong push, TP4, yes, is the negative 61.8, the inverse of where price pulled back to. That's in the Strat 8 video. I'm going to leave y'all with that. Okay? So, thank you for bringing up GN, or what was the other one? Yeah, GCAD, because it brought me over to GN as well. But yes, so that's GN, you guys. And then GCAD, if you took that N15, it don't know what it want to do still. See, this is like a neutral candle. I'm getting ready to get like a doji. Or yeah, doji almost if it stays flat. It's a neutral candle. It don't know what it wants to do. I'll wait. I'll wait till it decides and figured out what it wants to do. Okay, so just counter trended 20 pips. There you go. Excellent. You are quite welcome, Jaheen. You are quite welcome. Was that Strat 9 also market maker method? It was possibly, Jennifer. You know what? I actually get confused on that market maker method sometimes. So I actually still am studying it myself. Yes, money zone breakouts. I see I'm catching up on all the stuff. Pia, what you mean money zone breakout? On GN? Because I think we already talked about that. So bet. Yep. We already in that GN. Look at GA on the H1, please. G-Odd. Okay, okay. Oh, I forgot. I was supposed to be looking at these other ones too. Here's E-Odd. Yeah, I don't like that one. Let me see. You said GA, H1. All up in that zone. No, no, no. No, no, no. Can't take that one, P. Let's see here. I'm looking at the Q&A real quick. What y'all got for me? So yeah, P, that one GA don't look too hot. Hey, Miss Cheryl. Do I move my stop loss into profit when I take my trade on the H1? Yeah, I do. I do. Normally I will, especially I will after the money zone. I pretty much will. And I'll do 25 pips. I know it went 25 pips, but I would have moved my stop loss to break even. But I'm gonna wait to see what else it does towards the end of like maybe noon or maybe the end of the money zone, and then I might move it. Because I don't want to move it to break even right now. And this is why. I'm up 20 pips. I mean, I think I got as high as like 25 or something pips. It's exhausting itself. And I kind of am aware that GN might pull back completely and put me in the negative and draw down It might do that. So if I move myself to break even, it's just going to take me out of the trade. And my stop loss is at 100 pips. I actually pretty much am okay with that stop loss. So I'll move my stop loss up to break even, maybe after the money's on. And if I'm like 25 or more pips in profit is what I probably will do. But if I forget, which I tend to do, because by that time I'm on my way to pick up my kids and my grandkids, I'll probably just leave it as is because I'm perfectly okay. I'm more than okay that I don't feel like it's going to hit my 100% stop loss. So I'll just leave it as is and just go about my business. And I'm okay if it does hit that stop loss. So, but I'm risky. Let's see here. Hopefully that answers your question, my dear. Nas and S&P dropped on the N5. Okay. Yes, that's awesome. So let's go to, oh, look at that zone. Didn't I tell you that zone needed to drop, y'all? Look at that. It's gone. And it didn't drop though until this hour. So this one you couldn't do a fib level breakout because it didn't close under the 23.6. And what did it do? It took off in this current hour. It just dropped. That's okay. That's okay. And look at where it's bouncing off of. This is my 200 EMA. Look at the buy on GN. I got another buy on GN on the M15. Yeah, it did. Look at that though. Ooh, I don't like it. See, I'm not taking another position on it. I mean, you could, but look at that price action. Look at this candlestick formation. That's a no-go just yet. No-go just yet. Not yet. That tells me that they want to pull back down a little bit. But that's that one. Where we at back on it? But yeah, so the 200 EMA, see I was bouncing off of there? It acts like a little magnet. And now S&P is pushing back up again. The bulls is like, no, 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 no. We not dropping yet. That's why you wait. That's why you wait. Pay attention to this candle. Okay? This candle is engulfing the previous one, but look at this wick. All right? So even though it's a bearish engulfing of this candle, you got the strong bullish wick here. I need this to finish. And honestly, I need it to close below this 200 EMA in order for me to feel even more confident the S&P is dropping. Okay, so before you get faked out. Because what you don't want to happen is for this candle turn out to look like this. Okay? You don't want that to happen to you. But it's looking good. It is a valid retracement, though. It is a valid retracement. So it's pulled back to the 200 at that 50. All right, so it's kind of made a breakout. So what I'm going to do is let me move my high for a minute. I'm going to move my fib high. I'm going to move it because I want to see what it looks like here. Yes. I move my fib high now because now it's an actual valid pullback. And now it's kind of skipped that 200 off that 50. Now you can see if you could possibly catch a bullish turnaround. I don't think so, though. I don't think so. I feel like that thing wants to still drop. I feel like it wants to come to the support zone and let me get in at a really decent buy down here. It may not. We don't know. That's why you got to sit and wait and watch. All right. But for those of you guys who are down here on the M5 scalping it, shout out to y'all. I wouldn't be scalping it so much. And remember, I'm going to tell y'all this. Here's another tidbit. Fib level breakouts, if you draw it on the H1, you do it from the H1. Do not trade fib level breakout that you see drawn from the H1 on the M5. You're going to get in trouble. Okay? Don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. Even though it looks like it can work, I've been shot in the foot multiple times like that. So I would draw an M5 fib and do a fib level breakout on the M5. That's how I would play it. Even though it kind of looks like it'll work in your favor, be careful. Okay? So just be careful. All right. So, but yeah, here's the M5. But now if you want to practice it though, And you're going to be like, hey, Jackie, I come back to you. And hey, I did that fib level breakout. And on the M5, scalping it, it really does work. And if y'all come back and tell me that, I'm going to be like, you know what? I may just follow y'all. But I'm going to tell you why it did work. Because you got this AIRO MA crossing this 200 EMA. Boom, drop. That's probably why it worked in our favor. Okay? That's probably why it worked. If you would have got in on field level breakout, you saw this break, the 23.6, and you would have got in right here, you would have been in some drawdown. Not in a lot of drawdown, but you would have been in some drawdown. And then it drops. Okay? But I would have waited for the cross, honestly. Wait for the cross, catch another one, and look at that bearish engulfing, boom, drop. That looks a lot better. You know what I'm saying? So wait for that arrow crossing the 200, and then you can go. Okay? Then now see the cross below this 38.2, boom, and drop down to this 50. There you go. Field level breakout. So it looks like it can work on the M5. And now it's turning around, got the rejection, it's turning around and going up. I do it off of the H1. So I would look for H1 candles to give me my bullish formation, not necessarily down on the M5. Okay? So, and again, I am wary of this candle right now. So we shall see what happens this afternoon. Okay? But other than that, so I caught that, you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So GA, we got that on the GA. I think I already talked about GA. And then Jaheem, do we still take trade in the money zone if the bag entry doesn't trigger? You only take money zone trades requirement on M15 and below. Okay. I'm not sure about the M30. I would say M30 and below actually should be done in the money zone. H1 and above, they do not have to be in the money zone for you to take the trade if you get an alert, but they help because being in the money zone gives you that momentum. Money zone break on S&P to the downside. Is that what that was? Oh, yes, it was. I see it. So money zone break up and down. I wouldn't have caught that in that fashion, and this is why. Because it didn't know what it wanted to do today. You see what I'm saying? Even though it broke the previous day's low, I wasn't actually looking for a sell. I was looking for buys because of the trend. You want to, because the money zone breakouts teach you to follow the trend. But yeah, that was a money zone low breakout. So good deal. I'm just not sure how often or what's the winning accuracy of those when it's technically against the trend of the time frame. That's the key. Hey Rhett, love the way you spell that name. Reminds me of Rhett Butler, Gone with the Wind. I love that movie. GJ double bottom at the support zone on the H1 looks to be an exhausted trend, waiting for zones appear to disappear on the M15. GJ double bottom. Let's take a look. Most likely so if if GU is doing what it's doing. Yep. Boom. Boom. Ooh, look at that bullish engulfing. See how this bullish engulfing candle looks way better than the mess that happened on something else? What was the other one that did that? I think it was GCAD. I was scared of. Yeah, this. I don't like that one. But this one on GJ looks way better. Looks way better to me. Way better. It's like engulfing not only that candle, but the candle before, and almost the candle before. Like almost all four of them. So that's why I like that one better. So yeah, I see that double bottom. One, one, two, three, four. We're gonna go up. Yes, all signs point to a buy. Now, the key thing is though, when are you getting in? When are you gonna get in? Here's the thing. You want to do a double bottom. Where's your neckline? See, if you want to go by the body, neckline is right there. Okay. You want to go by the wick, neckline is right there. Okay. You want the break of the neckline. All right. What's your trend? Trend. Yeah. I'm drawing trend lines, y'all. It's funny, y'all, because I don't normally draw to save my life, y'all. I can't draw. gonna see this. Boom. Trend line, going down or whatever, but you want it to break. So it's breaking that trend line right now. Up. Break this trend line. Up. The neckline. All signs point up. And if we get an arrow, arrow alert going up, all signs point up. We got a bullish engulfing candle, which after confirmed after the what is the clock? This is going to close at 12 after the 1 o'clock candle, meaning the noon candle that closes at 1 o'clock. It should confirm that this is a fractal low, which is in and of itself a bullish engulfing candle of these four, which is telling you it's a buy, and we're going to get an arrow MA, and we're going to get a break of the trend line, and we're going to get a break of this neckline. We're going up, everybody. How many confirmations was that, y'all? How many confirmations was that? Like 4, 5, 6? The thing is, though, you must wait for all of them, or majority of them, to appear and execute. Don't jump in too soon, or you can hurt yourself. Okay? But yes, keeping it on GJ. Remember, these are swings. So this is not going to be over in a day. It might be 2 days. You might be in this trade. Okay? So be prepared. Be prepared. But we about to catch some pips, y'all. We about to catch some pips. Thank you. Is it good to do pending orders on indices? Hey, Ricky. You know what? I think so. And I know there's a lot of phenomenal traders that trade off of pending orders. I'm just not that great yet at doing pending orders because I always second guess myself. So, but yeah, if you are skilled at it, absolutely. I know there's some phenomenal traders who trade off of pending orders. Hey, Lexi, go on, girl. Took that GCAD. That's what I'm talking about. Love it, love it, love it. On the H1, US 500 broke resistance, or you mean it broke? Oh, I'm catching up on the chat. So you mean it broke the support? Has an arrow on the M5. Okay. Yeah, y'all, man. Okay. Got it. You're quite welcome, Ricky. Anytime, anytime. Look at that. I'm gonna wait. Okay, now that GCAD decided to do what it wanted to do, it made a decision. Yeah, it took that GCAD this time and did what it wanted to do. Yeah, let it push. Go on ahead. I'll catch the H1 on that. That's what I'll do. I'll wait for the H1. I don't mind. I still got plenty of pips. Got plenty of pips to the zone. I'll wait. Look at that. GN, GCAD, GJ, GU, the only one that want to be difficult today. GU, the only one. And let me see. If it decides to turn bullish around this arrow MA, do we got much? See, we ain't got 50 pips. GU, the only one that want to not want to run with the crowd today. The only one. See? Let me take a look at S&P. Yeah. It's pulling. It's pulling, pulling, pulling. This is off of the M5 that I'm looking at it. Okay, so I would be very wary of any formation going up just yet. I will look here on the H1. Just look at it. And here's the thing. I'm going to leave y'all with this because I'm getting ready to hop off, y'all. Because it's 11:42. I ain't going to be able to take no more trades. So I'm leaving y'all with these. We're already in GN. GJ is about to give us an H1 alert. So we're going to hop into that one, y'all. Be on the lookout for it. GCAD is going to possibly give us an H1 alert. Be on the lookout for that. GU is the only one that want to act like it don't want to be our friend. Oh, well, we're just going to leave GU to the side then. Now, S&P, this is what I'm going to leave y'all with. If it continues to pull down, you're just going to wait for it to stop and then look for the bullish formation to restart the trend. Okay, you're gonna want to have it bounce off of a zone though, so it needs to create a support zone or come down to this one. Okay, that's when the sells. If you are good at trading counter trend, you can catch those sells riding it down. Hey, I'm a shout out to y'all. That's what's up. I personally am probably gonna look for that maybe afternoon Eastern time, and the only reason being is I'm kind of like right now. See, I was pushing up, okay? let it push up, let it close over the AIRO MA, let it go to this 200, and then do what? Turn around and come down, giving you another down AIRO alert to hop back in for the sell to ride the retracement down. That's what I'm looking for sell wise, because guess what it's doing, y'all? Look at that. You see it? Rinsing. Rinsing again. But don't but listen. But listen. It's rinsing people who thought they were in sells and thought that it was going to restart a massive downtrend. But it bounced off this 200 EMA. They're rinsing right now. They're doing this on purpose. Okay? Just wait. So I told y'all how to look for the sell. Okay? Now, when it turns around and comes back down again, catch the sell, ride that thing down. All right. Now, if it doesn't do that and it completely decides to turn around and go back up, what are you going to do? You can either catch it off of the M5, but you really can't because the M5 is on a what? On a downtrend. Oh, excuse me, on an uptrend actually. So you could catch it. My bad. The downtrend is just a counter, but you can catch it on the M5 and follow the trend, follow the money. You're good. Okay. But if you don't and you're not comfortable, you might be able to catch an H1 S&P bag entry alert because it's going to form a support zone here soon. And if you catch that bounce arrow go off of a support zone going up, look at what it could do for you. Okay? That's all I'm going to leave y'all with. So I'm just going to go through the Q&A real quick to make sure if there's any other questions, drop them in there right now because I'm getting ready to hop off and eat my lunch and then wait for this daggone arrow alert so I can hop in these trades. Looney Cat, my midnight call where I was referring to, it's going to be midnight to 2 a.m. It's going to start after the Dallas AP event. So whatever that Wednesday and Thursday after that week. So I think it's going to be the 23rd and the 24th. Yeah. So Wednesday, the 23rd, midnight. So that's Tuesday night, midnight, right? Wednesday, 23rd. That's when I'm going to start midnight to 2 a.m. So in that call, it's basically going to be what I'm doing right now. Just answering questions. It's going to be a lot of training going on probably in that first hour, maybe some trades if there's any bags happening. Yes, pre-London, only because I want to focus on the Asian session breakouts. And I want to also focus on the money zone breakouts. Now, even though we're going to mark up the charts for those specific breakouts. And I'm going to take bag entries as well. But those bag entries are going to probably be off of the H1. Okay. And this is why. Because I'm leaving money on the table, you guys. But I can't stay up too late. I got to go to bed because I got my kids and my grandkids. So that's why I can't trade London session, but I can stay up late enough for pre-London. And with the Asian session strategy breakouts, I can set pending orders if I so choose, depending on where it breaks out from, right? And then I can also set up for the money zone breakouts. Usually, and what I've been seeing is the indices, and particularly S&P, and the U.S. indices, those are the ones I trade. I don't trade German 30 or the rest of them yet because I haven't had time to focus on them. But they tend to have those money zone breakouts in that first hour of the money zone. And if all I need is 20 pips and dip, I'm going to get it and I'm going to go. That's why I'm focused on those. Okay? So not necessarily pending orders on money zone breakouts, but pending orders on the Asian session breakouts is what I'm going to work on these next 2 weeks. And if I was really, really good at it, then that's what we'll do on the call. Otherwise, we'll just wait for the actual breakout or show you guys this is what I'm looking for to break out. And this is what happens to avoid them if they choose to fake you out. That's going to be the whole goal of my calls. But just training on Fibonacci, you know, as I get better with the Elliott wave, I start talking more about Elliott wave, but that'll be the time where I can actually focus more and not necessarily get distracted with things that's happened during New York session and actually can trade still the indices. They still move at night, you know, but they're actually a little bit slower. So you can kind of get in and not have as much drawdown. Yep. So that's why I put that. And then, of course, when you're done with my call, you jump right into there with Nate. And you probably are already in some trades. So, you know, it's cool. And exactly. Exactly. And Daniela, you said German 30 breaks out pre London. Bet Daniela, I'm gonna start focusing on that. You say you gotta wake up 4:30. Oh, you're sweet, darling. If you want to join me, I would so appreciate it if you would. Jennifer, oh, you're so very welcome. Absolutely. I can't wait to do this, you guys. I can't wait to see y'all in Dallas. So I will be in Dallas. I'll be in Orlando, and I hate to fly. Just so y'all know, I'm in Delaware. So I gotta fly to Dallas. I hate it, but I love you guys, and I'm gonna see you there. So I'm gonna be in Dallas. So I hope to see you guys there. But I'm gonna be in Orlando at the big AP event. I don't know if I'm flying to that one though. So, but I'm gonna be there. So hopefully I'll see you guys there too. And after that, I think in August, there might be an event in Atlanta that I got to go to. So hopefully I'll see you guys there. But I appreciate and thank you guys for joining me on the call. Glad we caught the S&P pips. Glad we're in the GM pips. Glad we're going to catch the rest of these GBP pair pips. We are so good. And this is an excellent makeup from last Tuesday because I was mad. And now I'm all happy. So excellent. Oh, I know. I'm with you, Deborah. I'm with you. I'm with you. Yes. These grandkids, boy, they keep me young. All right, you guys, y'all take care and DM me if y'all need anything. Oh, Yvette, you're in Atlanta? Bet, child, we're going to see each other. I think it's in August, either August or September is when we're going to be there. And then for those of y'all who are on the East Coast with me in Delaware, soon there's going to be a Philly event. So look out for that as well. All right, because my family's all in Philly. All right, you guys, take care. Love you guys. Be safe. Be careful. And catch those pips. And I want to see in the back chat if you guys do catch them. Let me know. Let me know. I want to know. All right, y'all. Take care. Have a good one. Bye.